RIT. Sheesh, that rally is about to get shredded. Make sure everything's in the right spots. Okay. Testing. Hello. Alright. That's perfect. Let me mute this. Alright. Alright then. Hello, first viewer. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask, you can always drop a comment. I'm kind of just chilling right now. I don't really know where all the good fights are about to happen. I mean, I feel like most of the good fights have already passed, although, I mean, we can just kind of chill and watch some. I would have streamed earlier, but I was my sister had her baby over, so that was a no bueno. What's up, bad boy? How you doing, man? What's up, everybody? I guess the only good fight right now, I mean, I checked a few brackets out. If anybody else has any recommendations for me to check out, you can drop it in the comments. I like noted a few down, but I know most of the like good fights happen earlier. Yeah, gotta wait for the Village 8. Yeah, I'm planning to watch G1. I know they had some in like in my bracket for G2 where we did some fights, at least while I was sleeping, but I wasn't I don't know. I don't think they fought over the Village 8. I think they were fighting around the checkpoint because freaking Apex is way too strong for us right now. We just got completely suppressed. What's it looking like? Like my bracket? Oh, it is terrible. We are absolutely screwed. There's no question about it. I mean, G5 looks a little nice. I mean, these guys got pushed back. I feel like most of the fights that happen on the first day though are either people just being bloodthirsty or if you have like disagreements about who's gonna get the 7. I mean, I've had that happen to us once. Yeah, our bracket we're definitely screwed. I mean, we have a good team. Don't get me wrong. Issue is I just don't see Evil and like Hats being enough to kind of compare or even like 40 sorry NM49. I mean, I know they have like Coco Bongo and he's an absolute monster. G3 had some good ones. G3 I wasn't super sure about. I checked it out. And I don't know, like I know a lot of these alliances split. I honestly don't understand why some of these are in the main legion. It really doesn't make sense to me. Well, what bracket are you in, bad boy? I know the side legions actually have some monsters. I know Val has like some absolute hitters because I watched the this was in Genesis War. Val and IC8 had a freaking monster fight. It's insane. But Val has like some heavy hitters. It's mostly like a few guys who do most of the carrying though. It's like Kitty, Leopard, Jerry. I don't know about some of these guys, but I don't know. You giving me a shout out, Andy? Oh yeah, Kaz was talking to me saying that he saw you quit or something like that, or I guess you sold. I don't know. I mean, you still watch, obviously. Which group are you in, Ron? Yeah, I actually checked out G3 last night before I went to bed. I mean, I didn't see anything crazy, but I did see like Val at the checkpoint for 59E's group, like sorry, Golden. I'm just not sure how what I'm expecting from G3 if it's going to be very intense because I mostly had reservations concerning like it was Jade as a Legion, right? Like I honestly really don't understand why a lot of these alliances are in Jade. Like, not even trying to be insultive. It's just a lot of these groups are split or like half done. I don't even know. Ah, hi guy. All right, that makes sense. Thank you for the shout out, Andy. I owe it all to you. I'm not sure yet how I feel. I mean, I definitely think this Ryder Garrison's crazy, but I don't see myself investing in her personally. I don't know. It's just like such a hard investment. I was thinking about like Garrisons, and I don't know if you saw in the membership tab, Bad Boy, where I was talking about it, but I feel like infantry is still kind of dominant just because infantry is a main troop type. But I kind of want to invest in a range garrison, but I know if it comes down to like base hits or something, unless you're a whale with freaking stacked troops, it's impossible to kind of hold your base up. Yashud, I don't even know how to pronounce that. What do you mean exactly about like killing farms? Like, what type of video are you referring to exactly? Like how would you want me to kind of I don't even know how to word that. How would you want me to kind of relay my information in that? Yeah, I mean the game can be a money pit. You know one thing though I've noticed. I don't know if you know this, but like defending bases. I mean it's technically the most advantageous thing, but you're about riders. I want I want to see a base where someone is purely like riders or purely infantry or purely range, because I don't know if you're aware of this. Uh, you obviously get a lot better damage when you're not like multiple troop types, and that's why when you have a base with like 3 or 4 million troops, even if their armaments are like stacked, right, compared to the enemy, there's a reason why the enemy is able to trade like generally as well as they are. I mean, obviously they're able to keep a rally full or something, but a lot of the trades you see, it's like, how does this make sense? Shouldn't I be slaughtering these guys? And a lot of it's just because I mean you're kind of mixing, garrison on your base when you think about it, all the troop types. Whereas like a rally can just be singular, kind of like a spear. Yes, I am live. In fact, I haven't gone live in like a year, I think. I was very apprehensive. I wanted to go live earlier actually, when some of the fights are more active, but my sister's kid was over, so he was being a little slobbermouth, you know what I mean? I need to check out some of these other brackets though. I checked out G4 and I don't know if this will pick up soon. I saw like Z in their group over here. They were having a little bit of field skirmishes. I mean, they're kind of winning field control kind of near their bases. So I feel like placing a tower would work out, but maybe they're waiting for more activity. I mean, I can get that, but at the same time, revamping older heroes, I don't know if I'd really agree with that, because if you think of it like, how do I say this? If you keep revamping like older heroes, it's like what is the point of people investing in new heroes? And still, from like a perspective of a company, they obviously wouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean? Just because it doesn't make sense for money, right? Like at the end of the day, this is still a company. I think like there has to be a fine line though between making sure that consumers are happy and still making sure the game's earning some good profits. But I do feel you on the whole awaken thing. Like I'm super conflicted a lot of the time, especially like I have this one account, and a lot of my accounts are generally, I would say, up there, right? Or I wouldn't say like, obviously monsters, but they're generally able to compete. Whereas I have this one account where it still has like some older heroes invested in, and I've kind of been like apprehensive at like reinvesting or completely spreading myself thin because I'll end up having to run multiple marches with like two skills, you know what I mean, that are maxed out. Whereas I generally would like to have at least three and every other hero awakened. Also, I'm kind of. Do you want to call Bad Boy? I don't know if you want to call, man. Maybe you can keep me entertained and light up the stream a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they definitely have to have a fine line. I mean, I think one of their biggest mistakes, for one, was when they released. I don't know if you remember, like Workshop. I feel like they definitely could have done a better release on that. Plus armaments, I feel like this wasn't mentioned enough, but they released so many armaments at one time. I feel like it would have made more sense if they kind of released them in bits. Like I just think they had too many armaments in general, right? Like maybe one or two of each troop type at best, but they had I mean, they had at least three. You know what I mean? Plus the amount of the numbers just all the way across. I don't even remember how many armaments it is. It was like 100 plus or something. And I don't know. It would have made more sense for them to kind of slowly release them and then milk people more like that too. You might be right. I mean, we did recent. Was the recent infantry hero like Riven? I feel like it's been a while since we got an infantry hero, so I don't know if they'd release another Garrison hero so soon on Discord. G1. Okay, let me check it out. G1. It was kind of crazy. If you want to call, you can here we can call on Discord. I'll send you a message. G1. I actually was like surprised. I didn't see a whole lot, but I did catch. I don't know if I got it sent to me or if I like glanced at it, but there was. I know the fight was kind of intense between ROK and Jade, and actually, yeah, I did check it out, and it was kind of on ROK's side here on the map, which I wasn't expecting. I was actually expecting ROK to kind of be the ones pushing them back. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I know Jade came in really strong, but it's super hard to generally beat up like mega merges like these. I've not seen it happen yet, and if ROK loses, I'll be extremely surprised. But honestly, I think ROK, this is the best they could get in terms of a good fight, and I'm sure they're actually happy even if they lose, just because you guys want a really tough fight. Also, Azure being on Jade's side is such a massive win in that regard because I mean, I'm not familiar with all these groups, but I already know BTW has some insanely heavy hitters when it comes down to like armaments, few guys with like 6 million might heroes. I already know IC8 personally, fought them twice, or we were allied with them, fought them once. I know at least their leader has a almost 7 million might Julia. So like when it comes down to just rallies, even if these guys aren't able to kind of help on the field or anything, like they have DNT as well, and all these other like kind of whale groups and stuff, even if they aren't able to help on the field, they're more useful as sandbags. Whereas I looked at like Crimson and I just don't understand like this matchup doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like a lot of the it's not even like Crimson's weak. It's just they don't have the willpower. It always comes down to willpower in the top brackets. Really, any bracket, you just have one well and you can easily just crutch that guy. You don't even have to be able to win on the field. I mean, G2, we're absolutely screwed here. Just because we already know, like one, we're not gonna be able to win on the field, and two, the will gap is kind of there. I would say like it's not as bad since we do have evil, we have hats, we have even 49e, and I think 49e actually might be the most useful just because I'm more familiar with Coco as an individual, and I'm pretty sure his armaments are just completely maxed out. So I don't know, even if it comes down to just kind of sitting behind the checkpoint. 7 million might Julia, is that possible? It's not. I don't know if exactly hitting 7 million is possible. I saw 6.9 million when he shared it, or like 6.8, 6.9. But 7 million is basically possible. I will say 7 million on riders is 100% possible. Like I think I've seen 7.3 million, and that's because of the May armament set. If you're not familiar, that was the May event. You could get some of the armaments from that event, and as long as you have supreme armaments, you can actually level them up and whatnot. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I expected UOD, UUU, SSI in them to all be really strong. I just didn't expect them to kind of go as hard as they did. I think one of the biggest issues with like all these alliances on one legion is usually being able to coordinate properly, if you get what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, to be fair, it's easy to have them show up at certain times for objectives like, oh, you need to fight for cement and all this type of stuff. But I don't know. I generally think like when it comes down to overall like coordination, just being in one group makes it simply easier. Um, yeah, honing is actually. I feel like honing is. I don't know. Is it more expensive than the armaments themselves? I mean, I have almost on my because my Dut's the one thing. Or actually, this is the wrong account here. I'll pull my other account up real quick for you guys on my screen. Wrong account. Okay, my dud on this account is like 3 million might, which is still good, but it's not nearly as much here. Honing is like one of the worst parts, but with the honing event, I feel like it's been much simpler. I don't know if you guys are here. Yeah, my dud's by far my strongest hero. I don't know, with the honing event, it seems much easier, especially now that they've made it so much easier to kind of get honing chips. You know what I mean? I save all my honing chips until then, because that's 20 hones a week, honing chips. I mean, potentially if you want to get it from the armament shop, you can buy these out. I think you get at least 5 there. And there should be other ways. I know, like for example, like the weekly things like Grand Revival here, and where do I see it? Yeah, like that's like 10 honing chips a week. And I think if you get like a, what is it, 150, you get at least one free red hone plus whatever you potentially pull after that. So I mean, honing still sucks, but it is much easier than probably maxing out your armaments realistically. Like especially supreme armaments, those are the real pain. All I have are the other ones, so I'm just satisfied with that much honestly at this point. And yeah, the reset just happened, by the way, bad boy. God, I just know how to ramble. It's literally what I'm good at. I will say I actually have really enjoyed the helipads, or not the helipads, whatever they're called. Sorry, I'm on my other account. I've really enjoyed what's it called? Freaking air bases, because they've been perfect for getting points on like the first day or two. Like I'll just drop in like a rider march, or I'll drop in a infantry march like a Dut and Miyamoto, and I'll just kind of cut off a bunch of marches like at the first cement run. And I mean, it only gets me like a million kills or something, which then people become kind of more aware throughout the rest of the event. But it is kind of just a fun ceremony to do on the first day. Oh, what is up, bad boy? Here, let me turn on my. What's up, man? How long ago did you quit, brother? I can't hear you if you're talking, by the way. What's up, Richard? How's your Archipelago raid going, man? In W1K. I normally would have checked that out already, but I haven't really checked region chat, so I haven't seen you guys share any coordinates. By the way, if you guys have any good fights, you can share it here. I mean, I marked a few, but I'm not sure if there's actually any combat going on. I mean, like I said, most of the good fights kind of happened already. Hmm. I was actually expecting more fights to be happening in lower brackets, but I feel like most of the good fights happened in like G4 through G10 on the first day, which is kind of surprising. I think cement starts in 2 hours, right? Yeah. You're gonna attack me, dude. I'm not even in. I'm not. Oh wait, never mind. This is someone else. I thought it was Ron. I mean, good luck, bro. I've just been hiding in safe zone this whole time, farming resources, getting my resources gathered up. I'm like pitiful in G2. Honestly, I like fighting in Genesis War personally. Especially when you kind of consider our matchups with Archipelago Raid. I don't blame you guys for skipping it. I mean, I know a lot of people hate Genesis War because the rewards, but can I? I mean, I can run in a dut down, but it's definitely gonna die. I can tell you that because I am not faster than these whales here. I mean, what do you want to see? I know you mentioned like farm killing, right? Just because are you interested in like node hopping or something? Is that what you're interested in? You're in TPL. Okay, well you're in Crimson. I'll accept that. A little bit more manageable, and I appreciate you, dude. Epic armaments. I mean, they're all right. I actually have it on my I mean, on basically all my accounts. Not even basically, I do. I have epic armaments across my accounts generally. I mean, obviously, I try to have legendary armaments on my main heroes, but on some of my like fourth or even my like third hero, right? Like my rider hero, she's at 2 million might with only one legendary piece on, so it's not all that bad. I mean, we'll check out ROK's fight, and you can shake your booty in G1 whenever that happens. I mean, we'll probably see it actually in like an hour because although the actual cement doesn't open up until what is it, an hour like 20 minutes. I feel like whale fights usually start before then, since everybody kind of gets gathered up 30 minutes in advance, or even like 40 minutes in advance, because you have to be able to freaking fight as long as you, and then like actually control the field. Because if you take too long, they're just gonna bring it to your checkpoint and steal all the cement. So it's kind of impossible to to wait on that. Uh, Hero squad capacity. Um, if you're just talking squad capacity in general, like one for heroes, obviously, it's just leveling them up. I mean, there are specific heroes that'll give you extra squad capacity, like Peter Carlin. You got Hank as well, but I definitely don't recommend investing in those heroes. You do have Jin as well, but I believe he's only for rallies, so his rally capacity is only gonna go up a bit. My coordinates here, you can scout me on Pandy. It's 59 285. I'll even type it for you. Um, I don't know if you actually know, but you can check how much more power a certain troop type has right here. Here, let me pull it up for you. This is T5. They give you 9 might per troop. T4, they give you 5. You know what I mean? T6, they give you 15. So you can actually see that. Yeah, and you just have to go into your actual barracks, by the way, and like click on this right here, just so you know. G3. Is anything interesting happening in G3? No worries, bad boy. It's all good. I mean, nothing really happening here. It's just kind of like, I mean, you'll see stuff once they actually fight at mid. I'm sure. I mean, unless they're fighting over here, which actually might be possible if they're fighting over like cement, but nothing happening here yet. I'm really interested in G4 though. I was expecting the fights to break out at reset since that's usually when peak activity hits, or at least in some cases. I mean, I guess maybe that's only on when mid opens up, huh? I'm just watching G5 though. At least they're having a little bit of action here. I mean, they're kind of just defending though. I don't think they really have the ability to go on the offensive. And this rally is getting absolutely shredded. This is a problem. I sometimes see this and I don't really understand it. Where I get wanting to have multiple rallies running, but some rallies don't make sense. And to be fair, this is like a range rally, so it's gonna be taking more damage by default, or at least like in the numbers. So it could be trading like close to positive or close to even. But sometimes people just rally because they want to have multiple rallies hitting, and it just doesn't make sense, and then they're getting absolutely shredded. When I mean I get it, wanting to be as fast as possible, but sometimes it just I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. G10. Is there anything happening right now? I might have checked this out earlier. I think there was some action, but Crimson kind of got pushed back here because I think they pushed into the zone. I saw it in like a few brackets, and like I said, I would have streamed the fights earlier, but my sister's baby was over and he was whining, so I was not gonna subject you guys to that torture, frankly. Also, I never even knew your name was Tony, man. Now I do. Did almost 9 here. Okay, I'm sorry for my connection issues, by the way. Yeah, if I disconnect, I'll try to pop back with another stream soon. Okay, there it is. Um, but what's up, hi guy? How you doing, man? My internet, I'm actually right now where I'm at. It's pretty bad. I had to get a new. I had to get a Wi-Fi extender because I actually had an Ethernet whole thing at my old house, right? But where I'm at right now, it's a temporary stay, and I'm on like T-Mobile, but I was on like AT&T. Yeah, yeah, I know the lag's kind of funky right now. I was on AT&T, but right where I'm at right now, they won't let me have any other internet, so should be moving soon, hopefully, and then I can up my internet a little bit better. Good now? All right. Yeah, I sometimes have bad moments with my internet. I don't know. I literally went into my last round of Genesis War, and I was so hype. I even freaking wasted like a billion resources healing all my accounts, and then my internet completely went out on me for that day. And I almost had like a mental lapse. You know what I mean? I almost went absolutely ape crazy over here. I can't even like. I don't want to curse, so let me calm down. It does look like this tower might break soon, though. I mean, Rise is an absolute monster, so I'm sure they're just getting shredded in trades. I mean, it's all right. The place is fine. It's just like the internet's kind of annoying, and I would rather not be on T-Mobile. I even tried to get an Ethernet cord for T-Mobile, but I couldn't because of where I'm at. I don't know why. Like I don't know why they wouldn't let me. Like there's no Ethernet cable I guess for it. I don't even know. Or maybe there is, but they didn't have any near where I was staying. So I did end up getting a Wi-Fi extender, so things got way better for me because I was struggling. Like I could, I actually used to play Valorant pretty heavily before I moved, and now I just don't play it at all. I mean, I was actually able to play it, though my ping was hopping from like 50 to 200. Here, let me check on my other account though. Maybe we'll see some action here. Trying to see if there's any other brackets with any good fights right now. Check out G11. I think I saw it earlier. I don't know if there was anything going on though. They might have fought earlier. Yeah, Red was fighting kind of over here, but I think they got pushed back and gave up. Oh, 22. Yeah, let's check out what High Guy's up to over here. Fights day one. It's a happy and sad moment when that's kind of the case. Oh yeah. See, High Guy, I know exactly what your alliance name is, man. I mean, fights on the first day aren't bad. I think most teams that push in the first day are either just blood hungry, which that happens. But it's kind of hard to be on a side legion and actually come out on top unless you have like a whale and the other team doesn't have it generally, you know what I mean? And you're just for some reason placed with a whale in your region or in your legion on the side. That or you have like disagreements over who gets the what is it? The 7. That's actually happened with my legion before. So we ended up fighting them right off the bat because we were like, "Hey man, you guys don't even want to communicate with us over this. We're just gonna have to take the 7 because we were trying to negotiate about who would get it, like maybe like oh rankings or something, but they just refused to talk to us about it. So we were like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to 3v1 now. Oh yeah, yeah, the kills on it almost 300 million. Oh, you're in G22 as well. Well, go beat up the high guy for me. That's my final wish on this earth. Frankly, what alliance is it? Am I blind? Oh, never mind. I am just slightly blind. So you got rally captains here. Some groups aren't fortunate enough to have that at all. I don't blame you because right now, I don't know what my hospital bill in this account was. It's probably not that bad. Yeah, this one's in 9 hours, but I have some accounts still healing for like 3 days from the last Genesis War. Is that your name in game, Amir? I don't know why neither team builds. Maybe they're just not confident in holding up any towers right now. I'm super freaking just waiting for G4 to blast off. But yeah, I do feel you on the heal thing. Like all my accounts right now just still have like a quarter of a hospital. So I freaking hate that about Genesis War, man. Like a lot of people hate it, but I actually like Genesis War. I just really wish if I had to go into Archipelago raid, they would clear my hospital for one, right? Or on the last Genesis War before Archipelago raid, they would clear a hospital. Maybe they add more times. I heard some people saying that they should do something like Pompey and do time slots, but I really didn't like that idea, just because like there wouldn't be enough alliances to actually have good matchmaking. And if people think matchmaking is bad now, uh, they would not like it with time slots. That's all I can say. Like you would have triple the complaints. So they just need to either add up to 4 times, right? Time slots or every week, which is a recommendation someone else actually gave, and I actually didn't hate this one. I mean, I can see it having faults, but they were saying like they changed the times that you're fighting every single week, so like you can at least satisfy some people. But I really don't understand why they haven't added more times, because you would imagine more fighting times means more money for the game, right? Especially in like G1 or something. You had H and B in them fighting like Apex like freaking dogs, and they only have like that for 2 hours, So I don't know, 4 hours just seems kind of like you can milk them for the max. So sometimes I understand them trying to be a business, but it doesn't make sense, right? Like some of their business moves make absolutely zero sense. What alliance are you in G15 over here? I kind of agree on 2000 alliances. I agree and I disagree. So I do think that they should open up to more than 2000 alliances, but I think it should be gradual, if you understand what I'm saying, right? Because obviously there's going to be more alliances as they open up more regions. So keeping it at the 2000 cap makes zero sense, since you'll have more players or more groups kind of popping up as more time passes, right? So I don't understand why they don't like increase the amount of alliances that can compete by, let's say, 10 every single time or something, right? Like I imagine they will end up increasing it just randomly one time, right? And they'll be like, hey, now 2,500 alliances can compete or something, right? But I don't know. I didn't really understand only 2,000 alliances and just keeping it there for as long as they have. But I don't know. Maybe I'm missing their grand scheme. Maybe they're big braining on your boy Panda, and we're about to see potentially two zeros here, and that is tough. Oh, this dude is about to get cooked, man. He better be online. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. You got it, brother. I mean, I like Moose Man, so I can't say I'm not rooting for him, but holy. I'm gonna give it like 30 more minutes, and we can watch as the whales go to work. And let me actually turn on my optimization setting because I'm gonna crash later if I don't. Yes, sir, bad boy. Yes, sir. Let's go. I'm not even aiming for points this event. Oh no. 40k a tick on 100 million base. I mean, it's back down to 20k, but that is rough, dude. This guy's dropping so fast. I don't know. I'm not aiming for points this Archipelago raid. It's kind of sucks though. I've had like literally 3 to 4 months of terrible matchups. Either it's one-sided for us or it's one-sided for the other team. I just want to have a really good fight for once, and then I can score some points. I want to especially score some points only for these actually the blueprints, and I don't need it for my main account, but I need it for my alts, the T3 blueprints. I really need to get these T3 devices unlocked finally for once in my life. Oh, yeah, Moose is the GOAT, man. He's always been cool with me. That is tough, bro. This dude is like a free meal. I I like Genesis War, man. I like Genesis War just because the fights are good. I mean, people can complain about the rewards, but man, like at least it gives me good fights, dude. I was literally gonna lose my mind, and I mean, I will say like they should lower the frequency of Genesis War because I think like it's kind of like how they did with Island Raid. I feel like they're gonna change it up, but you know how they had Island Raid and Archipelago Raid once a week, literally every single week, and people were getting exhausted really quickly. And I made that note pretty clear. I will say Genesis War is a bit different since it's only a 3-day event. You know what I mean? Compared to what is it? Compared to like Archipelago Raid or Island Raid that lasts all week, whereas you have to watch your towers 24/7. And Genesis War only has like fights at certain time periods and stuff, so it is a bit different. But if they give you something too much, you're obviously going to get tired of it. If you get what I'm saying. So I don't really like them having it as frequent as they are. It's kind of like, dude, you don't give a guy a chocolate bar every single day because that chocolate bar isn't going to taste as good to him a week down the line. Whereas if you give it to him once a month, hey, that chocolate bar is freaking banging, you know what I mean? Like I want to go back to the freaking store, get me some more chocolate. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I will say, like honestly, people, some people didn't like Dark Seal. Some people don't like Archipelago Raid. Some people don't like Island Raid. And that is just kind of how things work, right? People are not going to like certain things. So I don't understand why they don't just give us a little bit of everything, right? They could give you Genesis War and say, hey, we're going to give you this week. We're going to give you Island Raid next week. We're going to give you Dark Seal next week. And it's even better because you also got to consider if they put it in like an order like this, you're going to be getting the short events like once every 2 weeks, and then you're going to get the long events once every 2 weeks. They could kind of cycle it like that. It would make sense to just have one event every single week throughout the month. Because that's the one thing I like about Genesis War. I don't mind it being as frequent because it lasts a lot less, or it doesn't last as long. If you get what I'm saying. So I don't understand why they haven't kind of they haven't done stuff like that. Kind of changed what events line up when and stuff. Yeah, that guy was getting smacked, man. How many T6 accounts do I have? I have 5. I have my main. I have Tree. I have this one, and I have 2 accounts that I just have like Chinese Korean names. I don't know why I did that. I just like it. All right, let me here. I'm gonna let you guys watch this for a second. I'm gonna check out these other brackets and see if there's anything good. They haven't said anything. I mean, obviously, they don't really say anything in the what is it the admin chat, on Discord about these things. I mean, if you ask them, they'll just be like, "Hey, we're working on it." You know what I mean? They did say that they were working on it, so I don't know. They do take quite a while to revamp these type of things. I mean, people are like, oh yeah, they're never bringing it back. But if they say they plan to bring it back, they definitely plan to bring it back. You just never know. That could be a year down the line, could be 2 years down the line. You just never know, you know. What the heck? I just saw a Lions chat, bro. Yeah, that little kid at the school just came and punched my nuts. What in the world, man? Also, Rise, you're a freaking nut, man. Master Pickle quit. Pickle quit like a year or two ago. I mean, I know he's come back. Like, if you know what happened with Save Me, he actually came back on Discord. He even messaged me. That was like the last time I heard of him from him though, and that was like the only time since he quit that I heard from him. But he messaged me and he was like, "Yo, dude, good on you for standing up for yourself." I don't know. He just messaged me, but yeah, he doesn't play. Someone plays that account, but the name is still the same. Rice, did they say that somewhere? Was it in like patch notes or something? Did I miss that? Cause I do not see that anywhere, bro. Oh my gosh, Rice, you're straight up you're trolling me, man. You're such a troll, bro. I did like the Dark Seal ports. You know what I hate about Genesis War? I would love if they brought that back, the Thorn Zombie event. I don't know why they removed it. They literally just wanted to screw with us. Like they just removed it once things started getting good. I don't know why they did that. They just hate us, I think. Pickle's taking care of his pickle farm. He probably is. I mean, I think when he quit, like things were kind of picking up, so that might have actually been why. Realistically, playing Rise of Kingdoms. I don't think he's playing Rise of Kingdoms. I think he actually mentioned a new game. I don't think he's playing Rise of Kingdoms though, because I think he's from Rise of Kingdoms, but I don't think he's playing it. Like he probably quit when he came to Doomsday. That is a thing, or at least I imagined he did. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's playing Rise of Kingdoms. He mentioned this new game that he's trying out to me when he kind of chat with me, so most likely that. Yeah, I mean, if I got an account like Pickles, dude, and I was free to play, I would have turned into I wouldn't turn into a whale myself, but I would definitely turn into a dolphin, man. Gotta maintain that what is it, that silver spoon. The more we complain about something, they added on Genesis War, for example. Yeah, that's accurate. To be fair, I understood why they would give us Genesis War back to back to back. Just because it's a 3 day event. You know, it's not like they're exhausting you all day every day. Some people's complaints were about losing more troops than they do in like Archipelago raid and stuff. But I don't know. I haven't lost as many nearly as much. I mean, I guess it's all relative, but I got better returns, and to be fair, I don't defend as many like I'm not I'm kind of a field player more so I can't really say too much about like losses and stuff. I would wish that they would change like the ratio of deaths or whatever. Like they would change like the ratio that things died on mid or something. You know, like Science Hub or something. Also, why is Science Hub and Defensive Station so jacked up? Why am I spending 5 to 10 minutes capturing these things and not fighting? You know, like what in the world, dude? Rise of Kingdoms. I mean, Rise of Kingdoms. I don't know. I'd argue that it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's better. I haven't played it personally. I do like the Control All. I don't know if they have that in Rise of Kingdoms or anything. Um, I did see this graphics update like 2 months ago or something. I mean, I don't play it personally, but I do sometimes watch like Chisgul because he's just kind of entertaining. But they had this like graphics update, and it was actually killer, man. Like if they brought that into Doomsday, I would probably suck a dev off. Like, and I'm not even joking, dude. I would be on some under the desk work. You feel me? Journey store? Man, I haven't experienced the Journey store yet because I keep getting clapped every single event. Like, and last event, I didn't even get clapped. It was just that my team was too strong. We had Evil in, I think, G3, and it was like, that was the first fight I've won in months, and I couldn't do nothing. There was literally nothing for me to do. Even like fighting for chainsaw zombies, we all had to control our own objectives, so it's like I couldn't go and help actually fight the other legion. I had to be, kind of holding down chainsaw zombies, make sure we grab those. And I don't know, I was kind of, I was not entertained. I was just in hibernation for that one. I mean, on towers maybe. I would love though if they decrease death rates on like the death station and stuff, just because it's 100%, and if towers opened up early. Like, I I wish towers opened up, even if it was 30 minutes early, even if it was an hour earlier. I wish towers opened up early because it makes zero sense that I'm spending 10 to 20 minutes setting myself up, right? Like, it's so annoying, dude. Yeah, no Diddy, no Diddy. Is Z not live? Z hasn't been live in, I think, 3 weeks. I actually checked it out earlier because I was like, hey, is Z going live? When's Z going live? I mean, maybe he's not live just because the fights haven't actually started here. And shoot, while I'm thinking about it, let me check out these other brackets. I kind of got like I got sidetracked while talking. Yeah, I checked out Z right before I started streaming. I was like, I don't really want to stream if he's streaming. I think I was also just kind of not wanting to stream in general because I'm weird like that. I mean, I guess we have a little bit in G33, though not really any field action. You know what the developers need to put freaking relocators in? They need to put it in the what's it called? The seasonal shop. I mean, some people aren't gonna like that. They'll be like, "Oh my gosh, it's such a waste." But dude, I am burning through so many gems every single Genesis War, teleporting. It's no joke, man. I was talking with Big Daddy, and he's been burning like insane amounts of gems, and I mean, like, dude, just bring back the Thorn Zombie event. Come on now. Well, I actually like the aspect of towers kind of burning down, but like I said, it would make sense if the towers opened up earlier. Once you could get set up sooner. Two, so you could actually start fighting sooner. In a sense, at least you can stream. Why can't you stream? Do you need like 1,000 subscribers or something? I don't know what like the requirement was to stream, or is it because like your computer or something like that? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. I wasn't sure if my stream would be any good. I'm using OBS right now, and I actually couldn't stream with it the last time I streamed with it. I don't know what I used, but I couldn't because, and I still can't do this, but it won't like capture a specific monitor. Like if I want to capture this Doomsday tab, for instance, it won't let me, right? All I can capture is the actual screen. And now that I have multiple monitors, I can kind of just set up my other, like I have my YouTube chat on one side, and then I have like whatever else I need on my other screen. So that works out pretty perfectly for me. But before that, that was kind of like a struggle I had with the streaming part. Wish they'd add alliance vehicles. Yeah, that does kind of make some sense. Oh yeah, this guy sent me a message. I don't really want to open up messages right now, just because one, I don't want people reading anything, because I don't know. Some stuff could be kind of personal, so I don't like opening messages, especially during the stream right now. I do get like I don't know if like some people have messaged me just just because I'm streaming though. So that would be kind of bro, it is not anime porn. This is actually, if you don't know what it is, it's Overlord, one of the best animes in existence. Realistically, Overlord is legitimately amazing, dude. Like, it's one of the most underrated anime. Don't play with me. I do agree. Like, I would like to see something like that. Alliance vehicles or something. That would be kind of cool. Do I have the new shelter skin? I do not have it. Do you mean the legendary one? I don't have the epic or legendary, to be frank. I'm not spending for that legendary skin, dude. I'm using the IGG app. It's just too. It's much smoother. Uh, BlueStacks. I used to run it because there was no IGG app, but I definitely use it now, especially with multiple monitors. It's much easier. One Piece? No, dude. I'm not gonna watch 1,000 episodes, brother. I'm not standing on 1,000 lives. I actually haven't heard of that one. I feel like nobody knows of Overlord though. Like almost nobody I talked to ever has heard of Overlord, or at least has watched it, and it is peak, man. I'll tell you that much. It's heavily underestimated, and the only thing that could be improved about Overlord would be the art, because they have like this. Oh, I love the. Oh my gosh, I love the Kame got kill. I cried. I actually cried at I forget what her name was, but the death scene. I'm not even joking. I was in bed and I cried for like 5 minutes straight. I've never cried watching an anime before that. That was insane. I actually have my book ordered on Amazon. I tried to order it before and I missed it. I missed out on ordering it. I thought I ordered it, but I've messed it up somehow. I don't know. Um, how would you rank each event, top to bottom? Can you tell me? Can you give me examples, Reaper? What you mean by event? Like, are you talking about like PvP events? Is that what you mean, or just like events in general? Um, G33. I mean, we can do an overview of this map. I mean, I don't know anything personally. I would imagine, um, huh, maybe. Wait, no. Okay, so I'm just gonna make an estimated guess over here. I'm gonna guess that Crimson and Azure. I'm gonna guess these two actually allied with each other, and Jade does not like that. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. These guys did go for the like level 6, so let me just be a freaking professional with that guess. I actually haven't watched ReZero. I know it's very popular, but I'm just not a fan, dude. I tried starting it. I just didn't like it that much. Maybe it gets better as you go through it, though. I don't know. Um, you have problems with zooming out. Yeah, I wouldn't know because I used to play on a laptop, but I think I got a computer right before I played Doomsday, so I can't even relate to that one. Um, so the one I cried about, I don't think it was the, if you mean the white hair girl, or sorry, whatever, that freaking ice girl. I didn't cry about her. I cried about the like one who fell in love with the main character but wasn't a crazy girl. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked that crazy girl energy, but I definitely cried over the other one. I mean, there's so Armin. There are definitely more people who do videos. Mr. Brain used to do videos. I heard something happened and he just quit due to like circumstances. So he used to do a lot of videos. He was really good at it. I mean, you have High Guy here. He does videos. If you want to check out his channel, the High Guy. You have Z. He does videos. He's just not very like. I wouldn't say he's like super frequent. You'd have to like look at other languages though, because I don't know if you're familiar with this. I like miss a lot of channels that are like in like Chinese or whatever the case, right? But there's like a lot of channels. There just aren't like a lot of English speaking ones for some reason, or at least like very popular ones. Solo leveling. I didn't watch solo leveling yet. I actually wanted to wait until they released more episodes because I was like an early watcher of solo leveling before it went popular. Man, I was hardcore for that mess. I actually have a Google Docs of manhwa. How many T1 kills do I got? I mean, on this account, I got 2 million. On my main accounts, let me see. I get like I think 200 million T1 kills on my main. Check it out, 7 million there. There was one guy. I'd have to find his him on here. There was one account that used. I don't know where he's at. Well, he had like almost 200 million T1 kills. His account might have disappeared from here, but he was like really old player in Region 1. Yeah, I wish the seasons came out sooner, but I mean Overlord isn't extremely popular. That's the one issue. And the animations on Overlord, that's one thing they can improve. I don't hate the character designs or anything. I actually like them. But you know the one thing that kind of made me laugh watching Overlord? I don't know if you saw it, but it was the big war. And when Ainz, he uses like a big crazy spell, basically everyone just falls over. Like it's like you see a bunch of cardboard freaking figures just fall over on their side. I'm like, dude, what am I watching? Like I can't even explain how goofy that one was to me. That scene, it made me almost cry. Kaz does like small little videos, but he doesn't exactly cover the game. I mean, last one I saw, he did like a little pump A video. I think one issue that there is though is like everyone does kind of the same thing. I don't know if it's kind of like people just kind of put music over their stuff. Well, yeah, yeah, but the point is like there are still people who do videos. Although Bear, I think he does like what is it? I think he does do subtitles on his videos, or at least English subtitles, even if he talks in Indo. To be fair, to be completely fair, they still fighting it out here. God damn, dude, these guys do not sleep. I'm waiting for G1. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for these fights. Oh, I think they're already gathering up. I think they're getting ready. Oh shoot. Maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping. All right, maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Well, hopefully soon, okay? I mean, you got a few guys kind of marching up. I'm waiting for that mid fight. Oh yeah, what map is Baron? I think I saw it earlier, but the fights had already ended. I don't know which map that is. I mean, yeah, Bear can do what. Sorry, not Bear. Sorry, Kaz can do what Armor Red does. He can just use a little. He can do a little voice changer, you know. But I don't know. I mean, insecurity. I mean, it's kind of normal, right? Like to be fair, when I started uploading videos, I was definitely way more insecure about my voice personally. Actually, the thing that made me more confident when posting was the fact that I had so many people compliment me. I remember going in like English chat and I was just complimented on that, and it was such a surprise to me, right? But now, like it's such a common thing where people are like, "Hey, dude, your voice is nice," or "Your voice is I don't know calming" or something, and I don't know. It's such a nice compliment. It's one of the ones that I really needed, you know, because people made me feel good about it. But I definitely that was definitely one of the things that I was kind of more nervous about. You didn't know Armor uses a voice moderator thing? Well, H and B gathered are okay, so yeah, they're definitely a lot weaker. I mean, if you look at what is it, yeah, like H and B isn't really here. I mean, I think the biggest well here is Jessica, and she doesn't spin nearly as much. So I don't know if like, I mean, her account still would be well status, but I don't know if it'd be like exactly that. And we got Big Daddy over here, so he's our little he's our little baby in prime. We love this guy. He does all the carrying. We just jump on his back and hope he uses crutches. Oh, but you said you're gonna gather soon. Okay, well, never mind. Maybe you guys are gathering. Sheesh. Let's see it. I mean, we'll see soon on the other side, right? It's kind of crazy though. There's still like almost 40 minutes till this thing starts, and groups like these just gather as early as they do. Yeah, this fight's about to look good. I'm gonna stay on G33 for another few minutes. Yeah, I think Armor Red started using his voice, but I don't think English is his first language. Like I don't know if you saw the interview with me, but I think he had his voice. And if he didn't, I know he had talked to me actually. There was something that happened where what is it? I think he lost some footage, so he might actually had to do a voiceover. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of forget. See a new Jessica every week. I only know two Jessicas. I know the Jessica in H&B, and I know this one Jessica who was kind of crazy. I remember her calling me like the other Jessica. She called me racist because I sounded white. I'm like, what, dude? She called me racist, bro. Oh my jolly. I don't know. She called me a bunch of weird things. She said like I guess she called me racist too because I apparently interrupted the what is it, the other caster who was at the championship thing with me. I mean, I didn't do it on purpose, but bruh, come on now, your boy isn't racist. My dad's white too, so like I don't know how I'm racist unless I hate my dad. But whatever. Also, this rally they should cancel it. I don't know why they're still going. That is insane. I will say that was like the funniest insult I've ever gotten. That and it's like guys on Valorant I used to play, and like one of the best insults was like, "Hey man, you're fat," and I'm like, "Dude, thank you, I guess, because I'm way too skinny. I look like a freaking skeleton." Yeah, I think that's the one I'm talking about. She has like the little YouTube channel or something. I think she does like some videos. I don't know if those are like AI generated though. If the girl's AI generated, the person she's using, because I don't think that's her. You know? Yeah, everyone normally thinks I'm white. I actually had an old gaming buddy. I was like my duo on Valorant, and I remember I wish I recorded it because his reaction was priceless. But I remember him. I sent him a picture of me because we were kind of just like, "Hey man, this is me, this is you," right? Because we had known each other for a few months, and he was like, "What the? And he thought I was catfishing him because he couldn't believe it. He didn't believe it was me, man. So I actually had to call him on FaceTime to prove it was me. Otherwise, he was not going to trust the thing I said. She was doing that during the live stream. I don't know. Some guys were. I remember Slim from Discord. I don't know if you're familiar with Slim Shady, that guy, but he was trolling, man. He was absolutely trolling on Discord. He was like, "It should be me. It should be me there." Dude just started the game and he's like Einstein of Doomsday basically. I mean, I guess it's not too many marches gathered yet. They are getting together. No, no, Jessica and H&B is not Pickle's wife. Man, people online, there's always going to be toxic people, realistically, right? Like, there's always going to be people who are just toxic. I try to just ignore that kind of stuff. Because there's no really controlling how people are going to act. Like, absolute lunatics. Alright, let me look for another bracket while we kind of wait here. After the mid fight, am I in the stream? I mean, I know it was short. I'll probably do another, maybe tomorrow if there's anything good. And I'll definitely do one on the last day since I doubt there's really going to be any action in my bracket. I'll probably just view G1 as those kind of go up. Warzone? Are you talking about like Call of Duty? I did play Warzone. I played Warzone, but I only played like one or two times, so I'm not any good at it. I think there was some sort of form. I'm actually not 100% sure, hi guy, but there might have been some form I filled out that you can maybe fill out because I remember. I don't know if you're familiar with the what is it creator thing, that you fill out the forms. I filled out something thinking that it was something similar because I wasn't sure what it was because it didn't have like the upload your video thing or anything in there, like the link or anything. But I filled it out and they were like, "Hey, I saw you filled out our form and we would love to have you." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "What the hell did I fill out?" Right? But basically, I guess I filled out like the commentator thing, right? But yeah, you should definitely try to either message the admins or see if they have another form like that whenever that kind of comes around. Because it'd be cool to have High Guy show up, a little redhead friend, and you can kind of pull up on the tournament and we can get to jamming. Thing is, most of the stuff was kind of weird. I actually loved kind of the process we went through at the tournament though, because people were hating on the other guy who was with me, but he was honestly super great at communicating. Um, he was super great at communicating with the people about like, oh, I think this would be bad, or I think this would be bad, or we don't need this type of thing in the tournament or whatever the case. I think they should do for the world tournament. They should do Genesis War. I get wanting Island Raid or Archipelago Raid, whatever the case, but I don't think they work realistically. I mean, Island Raid might work if they drastically speed up kind of the tower building process or something. But I don't know. A lot of that would just kind of come down to, hey, we're going to be tower fighting for so and so long, right? We're just going to be tower fighting forever. And I don't know how they would exactly implement that concerning mid and stuff, right? Like, especially if it's supposed to be a fast-paced game mode. I think that Genesis War would be a good game mode for them to do it in, though. That would be kind of cool, especially since you got to consider. Dang, I freaking lost my train of thought. Well, like I was saying, it needs to be a kind of a quick speed, fast-paced game mode. Oh yeah, and what I was saying was, they already did Pompeii, and I do think that Pompeii still works as a game mode. But if they do that every single tournament, there's only so much that you can really change up or change the dynamic for Pompeii in a world, kind of championship format. So if you literally have the same exact thing happening every single time and there's not really much of a dynamic change in the fights and stuff, it just would make the fights kind of less interesting in general. You get what I'm saying? So it just wouldn't be as appealing to kind of watch every single time. Yeah, I literally didn't know what I filled out, bro. And it's funny to think about because I would have potentially missed out on the chance to commentate if I didn't fill that out. Another thing I will say though is I actually did get invited by someone from one of the teams. I forget who messaged me about it. So I actually probably would have been on one of the teams if I wasn't the commentator. To be completely fair, uh, what was I saying? Yeah, I would have been on one of the teams. And honestly, the pay for the teams are actually better. I did get like $1,000 worth of gold. And I did get some merch, but the teams, they got like I think they got like cash, right? So lose or win, you get some cash, which I don't even need the cash. Just give me more gold, man, or give me like a nameplate or something. Then they get the nameplate, they get the frame and all that kind of stuff. And I felt left out. And they even got an extra goodie bag. So I was kind of sad. I was kind of sad about that. So next time I'm going to tell Sierra, give me another goodie bag or give me a nameplate so I can flex it to all my friends, because I felt a little bit sad. I'm not gonna lie, seeing everybody flexing their nameplates. I'm like, hey guys, I was there too. What's up, Fafo? All right. G1 should start getting heated soon. It's like 30 minutes before. That's when I'm actually surprised they're not already gathered up here 30 minutes in advance. Oh, yeah. We're going to see some action soon. Let's go, brothers. Let me see. Wait, what was the other bracket I was checking out? I think it was 29. Yeah, I don't even need the cash or anything though. Would have loved to have a nameplate though. That would have been freaking amazing. I would have just loved to have flexed that. Fart becoming a whale, dude. Fart is insane, man. I don't know if you've ever seen him during honing events. That guy drops. he'll do like at least 3,000 hones sometimes, right? And it's so weird because I feel like he spins a lot, but his account's still like 170 million might. His armaments are getting there though. He did just get one white part, so I don't know. He's definitely becoming a whale. I think if Fart knew how to fight better though, he'd definitely be a bit better, you know. I mean, I didn't mind the guy. I was trying to be respectful. I didn't mind him, commentating over me at times. I get like, it just happens, right? So I was trying to work with it. Like he would sometimes start talking, and maybe he was just trying to bounce off of stuff I would say. And to be fair, I get kind of carried on when talking. So if like he didn't interrupt me, I might have just like carried on for a minute or two straight. I got problems, dude. What's up, Minka? Did I even did I say that right, man? I always ask if I say stuff right because I swear, like, I pronounce names so poorly. I tried my best though, man. That was like I definitely was playing off the head with that, or not playing off the head. I was definitely going off the head with that commentating. And I actually had a really big issue with commentating. I don't know if I ever said it. I think I said it in a little video. Um, but I actually had an issue because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the first round of the actual. Dang, did they just let that rally die? The first round of the event. I was talking about, for example, let's say H&B or whatever team it was would like capture an outpost or operation base, or they were swarming stuff in the back lines. I would maybe mention that, and nobody actually. I will say H&B never held it against me, but they were like actually. I got told that I have to like kind of control what I'm talking about because they can hear what I say over the speakers, and it made no sense because I'm like, dude, these guys need head like they need like what is it, sound canceling headphones or whatever. And it just made no sense because it's like here I am just trying to do my job over here, and you guys never even got these guys sound canceling headphones. Like, you guys are absolute madmen. They set me up for failure, and I did my best given the circumstances. Well, I pronounced your name wrong, although I didn't pronounce the second part, if that's what you're talking about. How do I say it? Can you like pronunciate it in the comments at all? Fafo, Fafo. Dude, I get names twisted like it's insane, man. I feel like it's become a part of this channel for me to mess up names, especially the hero names. The amount of hero names that I mess up, it's absolutely mad. It's absolutely mad, man. I'm actually wondering, where's Azure at? Oh. And Jade is the first to get on the move. So they might try to set themselves up on the other side of the, what is it? The sanctum. Also, if my dog starts barking, just beware, guys, because he's growling right now, and he might start barking soon because he's about that life. Feifo. Yeah. Okay, I'll try to remember that next time, Feifo. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't pronounce last names, Mike. You see how I'm not getting the science guy part? Yeah, he probably is messing with me. He just wants to bully me in these streets. I mean, at least I think they want to gather actually for a fight in G2, but I'm not really interested. By the way, I mean I have my farming marches out, but I'm not really interested in any gathering because we're gonna get slaughtered, man. I mean, I get whales like the ego and stuff, but I don't really relate with it. Like you already know that Apex is gonna absolutely hammer us. We're gonna get diffed. And unless you're a whale who just wants points, there's no reason to really show up because we're losing those 100% at the end of the day. Even if you want to fight up mid, you're just wasting your resources. That's kind of my thought process. At least like if you're getting like the kind of smaller players involved, they're all gonna just waste their resources fighting. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. And then they won't be able to fight up mid where the actual fights matter, since we're not getting any of that cement. Dude, the whale days back in the day were so much simpler. I loved it. I mean, I don't know, man. Whales now. I mean, I don't even know what I would consider like dolphin tier. Like what would be considered a dolphin? Let me look at ROK real quick. I mean, I guess you can't even judge off might, but you can get a general idea. I mean, this is just mega whale, not even normal whale. If you're over like 300, 400 million might, you're a mega whale, man. I don't know. I mean, I know Ceres kind of was a dolphin, but even now, like even though he spent like 2K on sorry, like 10K, 20K on his account's not even able to keep up anymore. So, or at least not with a lot of these big spenders. So I don't even know if I'd call him a dolphiny boy anymore. Yeah, the merge is absolutely crazy. But honestly, Jade is doing good at kind of matching them. I mean, obviously these are kind of really big alliances. I think the biggest kind of players here is going to be SSI and UOD, just because they got way more kind of crazy well power. But obviously having like one well, like all you need is one well in these other alliances, and it makes all the difference just because they can get multiple rallies up. I mean, I don't really get people calling people that just for fighting. Like I wouldn't say smaller alliances, right? But groups that are generally smaller than yourself, because at the end of the day, I mean, that's what everybody does. Like, is everybody a pussy now? I don't know. What's up, Melissa? I mean, I'd rather fight smaller groups. I don't want to fight small groups. I just want to fight smaller groups. If you get kind of where I'm coming from, because we are getting absolutely slaughtered in these big brackets. And that is our issue. Looks like a stalemate over here. G2, it looks like everybody's just walking to their death. I don't know, man. Like, I just don't like these people kind of trying to fight for cement, man. Like, we are getting slaughtered. What is the point? Why is there a star next to your name? It's because you got membership, bro. The monthly membership. I don't know if it like changes, either based off the membership or how long you've been a member. But yeah. So you're a star, brother. I guess G1's about to get heated, so we'll kind of just chill there. I mean, we got, what, 25 minutes here till these... I'm surprised they haven't started moving yet. Okay, well, there they go. Well, kind of. I feel like the ROK group has more numbers right now, though, realistically. Maybe I'm tripping. It's kind of close. I'm actually kind of excited for this mid fight. I haven't really been excited for any big fights. How's Boone, Golden, and Jade fighting in G2? In G2, it's one-sided, right? Like, there's literally no questions. The issue is numbers, right? Like, I mean, we can obviously gather more people here, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are just discouraged. So obviously we don't have all our full numbers here. But like, obviously these guys are like completely gonna crush us in like numbers, So there's kind of no competing here. So even if we kind of gather up, like, what are you doing? You're just here to feed kills at that point. And I don't know. I kind of think differently than a lot of players. I understand whales might think I'm like a puss, but I don't really care. I'm not gonna burn all my resources trying to fight these guys like ego warrior, knowing that I'm about to get completely hammered. It's not my thing, man. It's not my thing. In the first AR, oh my gosh, man. First Archipelago raid, I remember there wasn't even a sanctum, dude. I didn't understand that concept either because I remember being in what was it? I was in Boone, right? And I literally convinced Nam and them, "Hey guys, do not build up mid." Right? I had to beg everybody to listen to me. I was like, "Guys, we are not going to win up mid. What is the point of building up mid? We can sit behind the checkpoint and easily just kind of sit, relax here. Because if we build up mid, we're going to get slaughtered. We're going to get a bunch of useless bases zeroed. And if we defend the checkpoint, we just have to defend 1 point, and that's it, right? And we can kind of just run out any rallies that kind of come against us, and we have the advantage, And I had to like cry to these guys about my point. I mean, they did listen, obviously, but I was scared they weren't going to listen to me, and they'd want to like kind of ego it. G11. Okay, let me check it out. I got you. 350 million is a whale. I don't. You forgot mega whale, bro. You forgot the mega whale status, man. And also, 200 to 350 million is not a dolphin, bro. We have Big Daddy here at like, what is it, 270 million. This dude is a monster. I mean, he's not like got 7 million might heroes or anything, but he is a monster, dude. That guy. I don't know if he's definitely a whale. I don't know about mega whale though. Like that's like top percent. Dude, when Island didn't have territory protection, which group was it? She said, by the way, AOA. When there was no protection, I got zeroed, bro. I can't forget it because that was the first and only zero I ever got. I got completely slaughtered. Did you give me the wrong bracket? I think you gave me the wrong bracket, not G11. Right? Yeah. Might be like G10 or something. I think I saw it earlier. Yeah, I got looted so hard, man. I had at least 5 billion resources, maybe 7 billion, maybe even 10 billion. I got completely looted out. They were like hungry freaking animals. And I mean, I ever since then I've learned better because I passed out on my phone. Like I don't get in bed anymore if I'm not shielded or if I'm not in like a safe zone or something. Well, so do you mean like in normal region as well, like aid station? To be fair, you always got returns. Aid station's kind of just like it's an additional way to give returns. Plus, you can get returns in your home region, but only up to a certain amount. So like right now, obviously I have unlimited returns, but if I was to get zeroed in my home region, it would be like, what is it, 720k plus like it's 800k something if you have subscription. Yeah, Fado, I think I uploaded a video maybe 2 years ago. I did get zeroed though on the first island raid ever because there was no territory protection and I passed out and I got rallied and I got looted from across the map. Oh my gosh, bro. I remember I woke up and I opened the game and I saw my might was at like 60 or 70 million because I had maybe 4 to 5 million T5 troops because it was the first island raid ever and my account kind of stacked um OG7 and I was stacked on absolute resources, right? And troops because I had never fought before then besides like kill event in our home region. So I got absolutely zeroed. But I will say the returns were a lot better on the first island raid, so I didn't mind it because it was 85% returns. And if people don't know, I actually think I profited off of that zero besides me losing out on resources because the amount of troops I got in the mail plus the speed ups actually gave me more than I lost. So that, or I'm pretty sure it did. I'm not 100% sure, and if it didn't, it was maybe like 95% of my troops all came back at the end of the day. So I wasn't really stressing it. I did see a little bit of the fight here. I know my boy, my bow. He's an absolute monster, so I can understand why Jade gave up here. He said Goku. Is he Goku and AO what AOA? Yeah. No returns in your region. It was slaughter, and there was no territory protection either. So if people wanted to zero you, you were screwed basically. Right here, I'm trying to find Goku for you. Might mean the other checkpoint. I might be tripping. Goku, I can't find you, brother. All right, send me your coordinates in chat, and I'll check it out in a minute. I can't find it. They removed the option to change text size and colors in chat. Yes, I think they did. I hated that. I hated that. I blocked people who did it because they made me colorblind from freaking how much they spam that stuff. You said Anderside? You mean, I'm so confused. I'm not even gonna lie. Do you remember Dark Seal as well? When you could basically, what is it? You could zero somebody without shielding them, and I think I was like the first person who thought of it. I might be wrong. Someone else could have thought of it, but I remember we were the first boon, or at least wildly known. We were the first people who kind of ran it because I told holy, I remember telling Boone, and I was like, hey guys, why don't we try doing this? You know what I mean? And we would just swarm the base until it was almost burning, and we would just back off, you know? And I'm actually wondering if you can probably do the same thing with super weapons, right? So I don't know why people haven't tried that. And I was actually thinking of it last event, and I was like, hey man, like, if somebody has a super weapon, forget the whole, because I made a video talking about it where you could keep giving somebody a super weapon to get them zeroed, but forget having to do that. Imagine just rallying the player and you just cancel the rally after you're about to burn, you know? Save Me is the monster in the game. I mean, yeah, he's a beast, though. I don't know. It's arguable if he's like the strongest. I mean, I don't say that just because I don't like the guy, but it's arguable, you know, because you gotta, I don't know, I think a lot of it doesn't even come down to just manpower, like armaments and stuff. A lot of it comes down to play style, and I feel like Save Me is a bit of a reckless player because he's just like so rich that he doesn't care. Whereas like I'd rather fight against Save Me than fight against Hands, for one, right? Like they're both maxed out gear, but their play style is so different. That I don't know, like Hands is kind of much more intimidating to me. We make them red and cancel. Oh, did you actually do that? Are you talking about in Dark Seal, or are you talking about in like Genesis War? Because I actually want to try it out and just catch somebody slipping. Invader, yeah, that's, dude. I was like, when I saw what Apex, I was like, bro, literally, I would have rather fought ROK at this point, you know, just because I don't like Save Me. I will say I did stop posting videos because I don't try to like inflame the situation, but since he came to my region, I was posting videos, you know what I mean? But since Save Me did leave the region, I decided just not to post any more videos on it, because I actually had one video that I didn't post where he was in he tried to drop two forts in like, sorry, by our checkpoint. Sorry, I was getting distracted. He tried to drop two forts by our checkpoint. We destroyed the first one. They invited more people to kind of help build the second one. We burnt the second one, although like all our hospitals filled by that point. But he actually tried swarming Big Daddy, so I was like, what the heck? And I was ready to post it, but he ended up leaving. So I was like, you know what? Let me not inflame it. Let me not inflame the situation anymore, because I'm a good boy. Oh, did you like? Random teleport or something? Oh, west. Or are you saying like over here? I'm so freaking confused, man. You know what? Let me. Here, I'll look it up in a second. I'll just look at the ID. Never fight hands. Yeah, hands is a monster. If you're small, it shouldn't be a big issue. Message my R4 Kaz if you want to join. I will say we are taking in more small players right now, more so than like bigger guys, just because we aren't trying to like stack a ton of might. So honestly, it shouldn't be like that hard. Just message Kaz. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I saw him. I don't know how he got in. You said the level 7. You said the level 7. Wait. I'm literally tripping out. Cuz this is the Westwood, right? Yeah, yeah, you said the level 7. You're literally tripping me out, dude. You're going to make me go crazy. Okay, Goku. Yeah, if this is you, you can message Kaz. I mean, it shouldn't be an issue to get into Prime, honestly. We're definitely taking in smaller players right now. Boogeyman? I heard Boogeyman quit again. Boogeyman just is able to kind of come back and leave whenever he wants. But yeah, I saw Safe Me get into H and Z apparently, and that was insane, man. I don't those alliances just letting him in. Like I don't know how someone just slips up and is like, hey, let me just let this guy who's clearly our enemy in and burn our bases down. I actually told I messaged Hands and I told him how they could have gotten revenge, but he didn't take my advice. I mean, they say they're above that, but honestly, I'm so petty that I would have burnt. I would have done my thing if I was strong enough. The thing I said, because I can't say it because it's kind of an exploit and I don't want people abusing it. But I told him exactly how he could have gotten revenge if he wanted it. Because I am petty, man. But yeah, Boogeyman sold apparently. Boone and H&B. Yeah. Thing is about Boone and H&B, I think one thing that made it as simple as it was as well, or as good as it was that there was such a one, the wall of spending wasn't as high as it is. So now you have armaments, now you have vehicles and stuff. So like the wall to kind of climb over to get into spending and stuff, it's a lot harder. And you have to spend a lot more, and it's like there's obviously a lot less players who are kind of at the top or able to compete with the top. Whereas back then it was a lot kind of simpler. Plus, you also got to sorry, I'm like freaking coughing up. You also got to consider there were so few people compared to now who have like T6 or something. So for instance, Boone maybe had like 40 to 50 T6 players, right? And H&B they had like 40 to 50 T6 players or 50 to 60 T6 players, right? And it freaking made world of a difference because field fights were so much different. Not everybody was well fighting, but now everybody on the field is basically T6. If you look at G1, if you're not T6, you're dead in a second. Um, yeah, immigration ruined it too. I'll say definitely cross region alliances that actually maybe made it worse, 10 times worse, because now you have all these mega well merges and it ruins any good fights. Hey Panda, I just want to let you know that any tips for small players to grow faster? My fiance stressing out about growing up. She's the one who got me hooked to the game, and I keep watching your videos. I'd say like the biggest tip I can generally give for a newer or smaller player is making sure that you spend all your universal speed ups on technology. It's definitely tempting to speed up your buildings or something, but it's super overrated, and I don't recommend using your universal speed ups. I mean, it's good for like fast might or something, but if you want to look at the long term growth in your game, just kind of spread it out. You know what I mean? Just play for the long run, basically. I mean, growing does take time, obviously, so I would say don't stress it too much. It is a game at the end of the day, so just try to have, just try to have fun with it. Why did Envy quit? Envy, I think he just got upset. I remember he was the only guy who I remember following through with like sort of boycotting. I know he like threatened to stop spending at some points, but I'm pretty sure he was like still spending in some cases, you know. But Envy, I remember before he quit, he actually sent a message on Discord, and I can maybe actually find it and pull it up if I can. Give me 1 second. Envy. I don't know if I can find this. I don't know. He was just complaining about some sort of update. It might have been migration too. I can't remember, but he definitely quit and got pissed. That or it was Archipelago raid, and he just quit. Yeah, Envy was a really good fighter though, or not even good. He was just a crazy fighter. He was the only guy I've seen throw away troops like that. Like, and Save Me's big, but Envy, he could have been bigger had he not thrown away as many troops as he did. Like this dude would zero himself every event swarming towers, and to be fair, the swarms never were they were never positive, right? But he didn't care because he just swarmed because he wanted to. He was just an ego warrior, absolute maniac, and honestly, tons of respect to him for that. And also, there's actually a fight going on in G2, so we'll check this out while we're kind of sitting here. I don't know why they want to fight this so bad. I mean, this is actually pretty even right now, but we are not winning, dude. I'm just gonna say that we are not winning this. There's no world we win this. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just downcast. Who has Envy's account now? I might actually have an old screenshot and I could find his ID, but I'd have to look for that one. I think the account was sold off like 2 or 3 times though. Like it got past hands multiple times. I remember. Like before Envy quit though, he didn't work on armaments at all, so he definitely stopped spending for quite a while. Because I remember fighting him, and his armaments were kind of on par with mine, just slightly better, as it was placing better in like events and stuff. So I don't know, he didn't spend a lot when he quit, so he definitely dropped interest in the game. Did he quit after first Archipelago raid? I remember that Pickle did, or maybe he quit after the second one, because I remember Pickle didn't even show up to the first Archipelago raid, and he was like, I think he was like super pissed about that. Like, just sorry, I had like one of my accounts just crashed. So I'm not gonna say too much about buying accounts because I shouldn't, but it's gonna be cost efficient at the very least. You know, like I'll say that. Like you'd spend way less than you would whaling up on your own. Sorry, sorry, my screen went blank. I freaking had to reopen this one of my accounts since the other crashed. I don't know why I did that. Honestly, might be worth fighting for mid fight right now. Kind of changing my mind. I didn't think H&B was gonna, or like Down Legion was gonna do as much as they did. I think I don't know about like Crimson though. They don't seem like super heavy on fighting. I haven't seen them really show up much to fights though. It's safe if you got a middleman, a trusted middleman. Just buying from anybody is not going to do it though. Oh, I'm glad you liked that, Don. I wasn't sure if anybody would like that. I mean, I can understand that some people are gonna like the one screen thing better. It does give like a better view, but I do think that like the four screen thing can be interesting. Plus, it kind of just shows a different perspective. Like, hey, this is how I fight, you know. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. Oh, is G1 starting? All right, let me check. Dude. Facing ROK is like Superman finding his kryptonite. Oh, it's about to start though. Sheesh, man. I'm gonna try to turn this off for a minute. Just don't want to crash, or I'm gonna have to open another account over here. Well, I actually am running 6 accounts. You only see me running, you see me running 4, but I run 6. I can't do a 6-way screen though. It only lets me do 4. That's the thing. So I have 30 marches technically. Sheesh. The healing bill in this fight's gonna hurt. God. Let me try putting it on mid for a minute. I don't want to crash by accident. This is like a computer killer though. I mean, I definitely can't win Pompey solo. Otis. My dog gets mad when people are outside. Uh, I mean, the hardest thing is kind of managing multiple sides of the map. You know what I mean? Like I can do it, but it just makes me idle a lot more when doing fights and stuff. Daily tasks, I don't do the daily tasks. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I'll do like the ones that you can collect, but I don't do like radar or anything. Oh, optimize sucks. I'm gonna turn this off probably in a sec. Let me try to see if I don't crash. Holy dude, that is a lag fest. Oh, does optimize mode actually burn through CPU or what? I don't grind my accounts like you might think I do though. I generally just farm and and I just try to get some speed ups or whatever. Uh, I'm from the States. I'm kind of like I just moved South Carolina a year ago or so. I was North Carolina though. Oh, you mean turn it on? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I definitely don't want to run this without optimization mode because I will crash probably. And even if I don't, it's just going to lag too much. This is one thing I don't like though about G1 and stuff. This is why I've like really been considering just recording lower bracket fights. Is although this is kind of interesting, it's also you got to think of it like this isn't very interesting as a viewer, right? Like don't you enjoy watching kind of like 40 marches versus 40 marches more compared to 100 marches or 100 marches versus 100 marches or something, right? Like I don't know. I don't enjoy. Um, I don't think it's like as good for like recording or anything is the difference. Also, I am completely surprised that we won this. I'm kind of tempted to get my accounts over here, but since the fights are mostly over, one of the hardest things for me though is, for instance, I don't like fighting in G2 or G1 or something more so because if I do with my accounts and stuff, it's too hard to manage. It's too hard to manage if I do big field fights like these, because too many people are tapping back and forth constantly. That it messes with my head, and I can't keep up with that, and I'll end up just being a meat shield for everybody else practically. Uh, Captain Tony. Wait, what about Captain Tony? North Carolina. I'm borderline North Carolina, right? So I could probably drive for 20 minutes and I can make it to the airport because that's about how close I was when I needed to travel. Sheesh, dude. I mean, zombies are open now, so they're probably going to grab these really quickly. Though we did manage to get the side of the map, so We got at least two, right? Or do only three spawn? I feel like one spawns over here, no? Or am I just tripping? I might be wrong there. Sheesh, this one's gonna suck. Especially near like, yeah, and they're even dropping it on their air base. Wait, is Tony here? I'm confused. Oh no no no! It's just because he had Tony in his name. I thought he thought you were Captain Tony. Okay, I was so confused for a second what he was talking about. Well, it does look like ROK won in this kind of side of the map, but they're still kind of fighting it out. Yeah, I think cross-region alliances really ruined. I wouldn't say ruined the game, but they ruined a lot of the good fights in like G1 or something. Because I mean, dude, mega merges are just so uninteresting. You know, I mean, it's interesting in that regard of hey, these are the top players coming to fight the top players, but it's not interesting in the aspect of hey, now even the other like the secondary top alliance can't even come out of their bases, right? Like I don't know if you saw the Genesis War. I mean, to be fair, Apex was able to fight back, but they were barely even able to fight back, dude. Like they were barely able to even fight back um, against H&B. You know, they weren't even able to kind of take a tower. They weren't even able to take a like defensive station. Like I don't know, and you also got to think of it from like the whales perspective. How is it fun realistically? How is it fun if nobody wants to fight you? Like even as the next biggest alliance, you know, you're not having any interesting or exciting fights because nobody wants to fight you as the top alliance. I don't blame the alliances for merging since all the top alliances now do these mergers. It's kind of like everybody feels inclined to, but it's just I don't know. It makes it a little less interesting. I mean, this is like the best G1 fight we're probably going to see in quite a while, and have seen in quite a while, though. Also, I'm playing on an account right now, so if you guys hear me clicking, and I'm kind of like not moving my screen around, that's why. Genesis War, I don't hate the event, but I don't know. I like the event. I think like everybody just kind of has to watch themselves and just stay under that might range. If you don't want to be in G1 or G1, G2, you kind of just have to. It's a requirement at this point. Also, these guys are crazy, dude. I am fighting on my own account, so I'm not gonna share this one though. G7, AC18. Wait, is AC18 there? I know AC18 isn't as like big as they used to be, but I had one of my best matchups with them in the past. I don't know if you guys remember the SMHS kind of era. I hated those guys, and I mean I hate those guys. Or I don't hate them anymore, to be frank. Most of their leadership kind of moved on, but dude, that was my best probably archipelago or sorry island raid ever. The betrayal kind of made everything just super intense and exciting for me. I mean, I'm surprised you guys even captured two towers, cause holy, I wouldn't have even entered the map at that point, you know, cause the thing is, I don't understand what these whale groups is. They'll sit outside your towers all day long, but wouldn't you rather the teams actually build and then you're able to fight them? You know what I mean? Like you're able to just end up fighting them whenever they kind of, or even if you're not able to fight them, you're maybe able to zero some bases because they've already built up to mid and they maybe get caught off guard. But if you just stand outside their towers all day long, they're not going to come out. They're not going to fight you, and they're just gonna go home. You know? So it is a little strange kind of every time I see that. I remember like Big Daddy would kind of do that. He would camp towers just to like entice fights, but once they stopped fighting him, he would just leave because he didn't want them not showing up to mid. You know. Well, to be fair, you have to hit a lot of random relocators or get insanely lucky. Because I've had sorry, I'm like kind of distracted. I've had times where I've either hit a random reload that's insanely lucky, or and let me pull it up on my other account since I'm lagging out here. I either hit a alright, is it up again? Okay. I either hit a really lucky random relocator or and I'm like, there goes my freaking lag. Okay, so I either hit a really lucky random relocator or I have to spend like 40 random relocators trying to get lucky, you know, and that is a lot of gems or a lot of kind of grinding. So if you want Crimson, what Crimson's the top, right? If you want Crimson and Azure to ally together, it's really hard, but I'll give you an example. So everything is based on what you capture on the map, and not talking about checkpoints, but I'm talking about like towers. So if I wanted to ally with Crimson and I'm in Azure, let's say Azure captures this Westwood tower, right? Crimson is also going to need to capture this East Bay tower, whatever the case, right? I don't know why I'm saying Westwood. This is East Side. Okay, so they're gonna have to both capture the East Bay towers and potentially box in one of these legions. That or this legion, you know, either just only goes through the checkpoint and doesn't capture the level 7 because let's say that capturing a level 6 gives you 2,000 points worth of affiliation towards this side of the map, right? Well, the level 7 will give you, let's say, 8,000 points worth of affiliation. So if you capture the 7, you're 100% going to be on whatever legion this side is on. So you want to make sure they at least do not get this level 7 and you guys both capture level 6 and potentially box these guys in because otherwise you're not going to end up allying together. For Golden it's much harder, but the kind of the same situation kind of applies, right? You could intentionally throw, like in this case, right? What if we wanted to ally with Jade? We could intentionally throw and just not capture the East Bay towers. We could refuse to capture the 7. But if both of these, you know, if two teams already capture stuff on the other side of the map, it's not going to matter if we don't capture anything. They also kind of have to be in on it in a sense, you know, or they have to be like denied captures in any regard. So yeah. So I don't know why I'm clicking something else. So it is possible. It's just extremely hard to achieve, you know. Sheesh, they are freaking doing the chase down of their life over here. These guys are hungry for some blood. Oh no. But once they get too close, everybody just kind of turns around and then it becomes another bloodbath. I've gotten that close. Sorry, I missed your message, Don. I've gotten that close when random relocating, but it's super hard, you know. Either I burn through an insane amount of random relocators or I am just blessed by the game, you know what I mean? Like I sucked off a developer the day before, you know. So you have to be blessed in multiple ways. Are they still fighting in G1 at all? Um so a leader was suggesting that we take Golden Village 6. It would turn out good. I mean, what's your bracket? What G are you in exactly? Um, does someone have 2 billion T6 kills yet? It might be someone in ROK. I feel like Black Dog might have the most. What is it? T6 kills here. 1.7 million. So I don't know. Here, I'm gonna mute real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Yeah, Pooh, he's a monster, dude. Almost. Oh my gosh, dude, this is a freaking crazy murder ball. Kind of want to turn off optimization mode to see that. Sheesh. I mean, these guys are pulling back up. They don't want to be too close there to their. I mean, soon enough, they're gonna probably be the ones turning around. That is, they're just gonna boink heads forever. Who is UOD with SSI? Yeah, they're in the same Legionnaires. So, and I mean, UOD are monsters too. They got a ton of heavy hitters. We had them once in the last island raid, and we just sat on helipad for the whole time basically. SSI, don't even know if you'd consider this a merger because I feel like they've been at like 20, 25, 26 billion for quite a while. So honestly, SSI's got a really good group. Um, Sheesh, dude. I want to see how Chainsaw Zombies is gonna work because normally if like one team is strong enough, they'll kind of just suppress the others and like spread up and try to hold down multiple sides of the map. What I'm guessing is going to happen is either they're not really going to mess with each other, and ROK is going to take their side of the map, and SSI is going to take the other side. Or sorry, not SSI, but the merge freaking Jade over here. That or Crimson, for instance, might end up going over here and suppressing, Azure, while Golden kind of runs loose. Because if I'm going to be honest, I definitely think that actually, not Crimson. Sorry, Crimson. I don't know. Crimson might actually be able to hold them on the field. I'm not sure about their field pressure. I just don't think they're gonna be able to hold in towers. That's gonna be their problem. When it comes down to like tower fights, they're not really gonna be able to sandbag much at all. If they can, they don't have many wells to really do it, so they don't have the numbers to kind of compete. I will say like UUU here is actually a really good group as well. Um, I wouldn't say Oham is a bad group. They're solid, but for a G1, they're just not like kind of built for it. But they do have Yuna, and I don't. Did Yuna leave? Did she not actually? Okay, she is here. Yuna, she should have basically maxed armaments. So when it comes to rallies, it's players like these that make the biggest difference because being able to run triple rallies is like the difference between hey how good are our trades compared to yours. Whereas um, Golden's going to be good, but they don't have the same kind of like whale power. Like they have some pretty good whales here. Like Assassin looks like he's a good player, but I don't know if he's going to be on the same scale of like, hey, I got 7 million might heroes. You know what I mean? Or same with these other groups. Like they can probably run multiple rallies, but whoever's able to control the field is going to ultimately be the winner of this at the end of the day. Yeah, G1 is crazy, dude. Here, I'll check out G40. Here, I'll check out my other screen real quick. Which legion are you in, James? If you're still here, you said you want to take yours from Golden. If you oh yeah, you're in Crimson, right? If you're in Crimson and you want to ally with Azure, I recommend you actually demolish your tower that's connected to the East Bay tower. I'm not sure if it's gonna change anything though, with how you guys are allied. Sorry, with your affiliation to it. But if you demolish your tower, it might like destroy you guys being affiliated with it. And if possible, actually capture the level 7 if Jade refuses to capture your level 6. And then it'll like secure you being on the same legion as Azure. But yeah, G1 is crazy, dude. These guys are all monsters. I would not want to be. I used to enjoy G1 fights a lot more, but at some point I kind of got tired of them. And one reason isn't it's not even because of the whale fights itself, but it's because of how repetitive it is fighting the same opponent every single time, right? Like if I'm a 3 billion in a 3 billion might alliance, I have such a large array of enemies that I can face, even if it's good, even if it's bad. It's such a large array. Whereas if I'm in Boone, for instance, all I got was H&B or ANCS, right? Like there was literally no diversity there, and it just kind of made the game blah for me. Plus, it was super toxic, right? Like whale alliances are just not even I don't even think it's like the whale alliances themselves, but it's like the hostilities between the whale alliances. It just gets super toxic in chats constantly, and it's freaking aggravating and tiring. G7, calm down. I was a bit skeptical about how good G1 would be. Yeah, it's possible. It's just hard to do. Um, to have those two pair up together. I'm wondering how G3 is gonna look. I'm still not sure how I feel about like Jade, but I do think that Crimson's gonna be a real threat with like Vow players. I actually haven't checked out the other alliances all that much. I mean, I know they have some other big whales there, but dude, Vow guys just don't run out of freaking resources, man. Envy sold his account. Dragon Scale, I'm not sure on. I know they originally sold, but I'm pretty sure they actually came back, and then I think they quit again. So I don't, or maybe they're still here, but I haven't seen them anywhere. So I don't know if they quit again. If they did, then that explains that basically. But yeah, Envy definitely sold. He sold like a year ago, basically. Hmm. And I missed. I did not actually notice that Armament event started. I am on my farmer grind because I'm trying to get first in Fiery Rebirth because my gear is almost maxed. So let me get my carbon steel. We'll see if we get a little bit of luck right now. All right, well, we wait for 8 hours then. It'd be like that sometimes. Yeah, Envy sold ages ago, man. You didn't know that? I think it was a rumor, so I can't say for sure, but I heard he sold like for 20K, which is kind of crazy because Armaments had already been out for around I think 2 months or something, and I don't think he invested in Armaments at all, from what I remember. Like his Armaments were basically the same as mine, and I didn't spend on mine at the time, so I was definitely shocked he sold for that much. I don't think he bought his account from Achilles. Or you mean you might be thinking of Hands? You might be thinking of Hands, or no? Because I don't think Hands bought his either. I think that was free, and then I think Hands handed his off to Poppy, right? I think you're thinking of the wrong players though. No, Envy's the other guy, the one who swarmed everything like a mad lad. Hands still plays though. Sheesh, I got to do all my freaking armaments on my accounts now that this event's around. By the way, if you guys do not know, um, most efficient way, especially if you don't spend, to take advantage of the armament event is just refresh every few hours. You know, like refresh every 8 hours and only get the red chest. I just spend my gems on that and nothing else. Bada bing, bada boom. They're both guys. They're both guys, man. If you don't know that, they're both guys. Just Hands is I don't even know how to explain it. Like Envy quit like a year ago though. Oh, sorry, I was sidetracked. You said gonna lose. What do you mean in like G2? Yeah, we're gonna lose. Most likely in G2. I mean, it's the best thing you can do to take advantage of the event because usually you don't get that lucky, but you'll get a few fragments, and if you're extremely lucky, you'll get a complete armament. Right? I've gotten it a few times, so it's not that bad. I just love how like I just love how these groups just kind of tug of war. So once if H and B or sorry not H and B, if ROK chases them far enough, then SSI and they just turn around. SSI is gonna be like, all right, our time to turn back around and chase these guys down, right? It's just like a chase to see who can refresh their marches and get back around faster. I will say like whales are fast, like insane. It's insane how much speed they have. But then you have all these other guys kind of left behind who usually aren't the whales. I mean, in some cases, it's just a whale with the slow march, but then it's like the small guys always getting caught up over here. Yeah, matchmaking wasn't great. I would say, like in regards to G1, this is probably as good as it's gonna get, especially considering how big ROK is right now. But for most brackets, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a great round. I definitely didn't. I'm definitely not gonna have a fun time. I mean, they did have the world championship, if that counts as a professional league in any sense. Oh, yep, here they are. They stopped. They're about to turn around on these guys. Look, these guys. I wonder if ROK. Yeah, ROK is like, nah, let's stop over here. Turn around, guys. Oh, I love that. Arc shelter skin. Yeah, people love Welling Out, man. I mean, I not even a few. I've seen so many people with the Arc shelter skin. Numbers are insane, realistically. Thing is, yeah, Safe Me is a beast, but it's just the freaking it's just Apex in general, right? Like fighting a merger like that is practically impossible for this group. I will say, like we did, Evil in them did actually really good just now, kind of fighting up mid, and I don't know if that was because they're just as strong as they are, or if that was kind of like a lapse in judgment on Apex's part. Because I know the first fight we didn't really show up at all. I think maybe they fought while I was sleeping for the second one, but that one right there, they kind of just came out and they got at least two of the big zombies. So I was not expecting them to be able to actually hold the field at all, but they got that. I mean, we have wells. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not confident in us being able to kind of compete long term up mid. I just think we're gonna get beat like dogs. Yeah, our allies better carry, man, because we are not. I don't know what we're gonna be able to do. I mean, we have Big Daddy, so like he's able to crutch on for like rallies and stuff. But when it comes down to us being able to really help in the field, we're not gonna be a whole lot of help here. Mammoths. It is kind of weird how many mammoths are. Like, I didn't consider that skin especially amazing. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't know why so many people bought that one. Yeah, I feel like might in arena is kind of inflated. I don't really get it. Like some of the arena might is I feel like a lot of the might is like I said inflated. Like be it parts for example. I mean parts still do a whole lot, but I feel like for example parts or gear kind of add a lot more might than they really should. Also these guys are crazy. They're about to get freaking turn on real quick. He said, "Hell no, I'm out of here." Oh yeah, Safe Me did block me. I think he blocked Big Daddy too. He called him like a prostitute, and then he blocked him. Dragon skin? Hell yeah, man. I wish I had that one, bro. I mean, I do have the Phoenix, and that was all Doomsday money, dude. Championship right there. Championship money right there. They gave. I waited to spend what they sent to my account literally so I could get a skin because I was like, dude, if I don't get one of those skins, I'm gonna cry. I need it for the ego. It was kind of funny how they released the dragon skin though, because they released what's it called? They released the sleigh, I believe. What is it? They released, and it's like one of the worst skins ever. They released the sleigh right? And they released it kind of in the same form where they did it during that Christmas event, and they were like, "Hey, if you spend this much money, you'll also get this skin." And for people who didn't have a skin, they were like, "Hey, maybe this is a good chance for me to kind of get a skin without having to directly spend for the skin." Like it was the first time they ever did something like that, so a lot of people bought it even knowing that the skin looked like total garbage. And then they released the dragon skin not even like a week later. So I saw it. I opened the shop. When I saw it, I just started laughing out loud. It was so funny to me. Like it was such a scummy but funny thing at the same time. I love? I love the robot skin. It doesn't get enough appreciation. My favorite part about it is just how like people will throw it on your base and it just starts doing a little dancey dance. I don't know if you guys know like the default dance from also blows that May skin, dude. I mean, it's not the worst, but you know what? Let's rate the skins right now. Tank, I'll say the tank kind of hits. Like it's not like top tier, but it hits. Scorpion, this one is fire. You can't argue me. It's not fire. I love the robot, or whatever you want to call this, the mech. This one is fire just because it hits that default dance. I don't know if you guys see that, and people just throw it on top of your base and just start default dancing on you. Um, T-Rex, top tier up here. Leviathan, when it first released, I didn't like it. It started to grow on me. I don't really care for the pulse drones. It's not bad. Um, what if they make a sexy May skin? I wouldn't doubt it. I feel like for the girls, they might end up doing what's it called? Like bikinis or something. They're like, "Hey guys, it's summertime. It's summertime, so that's why we're releasing these." Ghost Train, I mean, it's such a simple design that it's not bad, but it's just not good, it's not worth it. Yeah, I saw it yesterday. I actually saw her bracket and I saw her fighting and I was jealous. I do want to see what the next skin they release is. If it costs like $500 again. On your Oh, I thought you were about to say your farm. The robot dino and octopus. God damn. Yeah, those are the good ones. You got good taste, ma'am. I will say for the skin that I got, I can't complain. I mean, the for like out of the skins that they released that you can buy, not buy but like indirectly buy, Mech was like, or sorry, the Phoenix isn't bad, So I'm not upset that I got it. B skin is actually kind of good. I don't know why people hated it when it came out, but I was like, dude, that skin is kind of fire. I will say it kind of deceived me though, because I saw it, and it looks so different on the what's it called, the profile, whatever. I don't even know how to like how to say it, like this, right? It looks so different up here. It looks like it's gonna be some bee warrior, like it's like a human form of a bee, but no, it's just a freaking bee, man. Like, what is that? I mean, I don't hate it. I still like the bee. It's still fire. It hits. I mean, simple is better than trying too hard. Some people like. I feel like devs sometimes try too hard in games to make something look good, and then it looks like total dog water. Let me check out these brackets that I marked earlier. Maybe there's gonna be a good tower fight going on. So I get increasing attributes, but at the same time, whales already buy so many skins, like even without the attributes, that it wouldn't really make sense. And if they do add the attributes, it's like, hey, they're putting all these insane stats behind a paywall that people are going to be constantly getting, and then the people who aren't spending for skins are going to be like, hey, now I'm down 30% on stats or something, right? And you also got to recognize, I think I forget what the number is, but I was told it was like 10% or something. You can stack up like a certain amount of percents on these skins, but a lot of people just get it for the ego, right? Or not even ego. It's just kind of like, in a way, I'd rather spend on a skin than spend like $500 on armaments in some cases, right? Because when you think about it, it's like, hey, there's always gonna be a bigger spender than me, but I can enjoy this armament and enjoy the best of my ability on this game, just enjoying the side of it, right? Like using my eyes and making love with the skin with my eyes. I'm so bad at explaining the stuff sometimes, man. The headless horse is actually fire. It's well, maybe one of my favorite skins, honestly. Skipping AR, I mean, whatever's best for you. I'm probably skipping this one, not even just because like it's as bad as it is, but it's like I'm not gonna skip it. I'm gonna show up, but I'm not gonna do a whole lot. I'm just gonna kind of hit the bare minimum. If I can help, if we do mid fight, I will, but I'm not gonna get slaughtered in the process of doing it because I'm not stupid. But I will try to just kind of save for Genesis War because all the people hate Genesis War. It's some of the best fights I get, so I'm not really gonna stress it over Archipelago raid if I'm getting like beat like a dog. I mean, have you never made love with your eyes? Like you have to like it's hard to explain, but you have to give it that look. You know what I mean? It's like staring into somebody's soul, basically. I mean, have you ever seen Ryan Reynolds? He basically can like love make you with his eyes. He just looks at you, right? Like you see Deadpool and you're like, God damn, brother. Why eyes? I have my hand in lotion. Bro, that is not making love. That is called the wanky panky time. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know what that would be called, man. Hanky panky out here. I don't even know if anything's. How can they go from node to node so quickly? Here, I'm gonna show you something, Amir. All right. So I don't know if you watched one of my recent videos, and there's my lag. All right. I don't know if you watched one of my recent videos where I talked about it, but I did do a video on this, and you can probably look through my recent videos and find it, but I talked about it. So for one, you want to go through your settings, and you want to hit the focus all. This is like the most simple thing. You turn on focus all, and all you have to do is basically jump like this. You just click. And even if you're on your phone, it's basically as simple. You just basically click around, right? It's pretty simple. All right. That would explain it. That would explain it. I watched Deadpool as it released. I didn't think the fandom would freak out as much as it did. I'm not like a ride or die for Deadpool, to be fair, but I do like Deadpool. Like I love all the movies, so I was like, oh my gosh, I want to see this. Um, but dude, watching it blow up on like YouTube kind of just gave me a good laugh, right? Seeing all the people just freaking falling in love with the Deadpool dance. I will say I love that Deadpool dance though. That got like that had my blood pumping when I started watching the movie. Um, I mean, it's always possible that the dragon skin might come back, but I don't know if they'll re-release old skins. It might not happen because they might want to make people feel exclusive. You know what I mean? Or they might release it a year later. They rarely re-release skins though. I don't know if you knew, but the what's it called? The Halloween skin, um, and I think the Christmas shelter. They both went into roulette. They like re-released them in roulette, for instance, and they hadn't released those back in like a year or two. They had them like kind of released during the beta of the game actually. But I love the skin. I want it to be my baby mom. Dragon, the fights are going good, I guess. I mean, in my case, not so much. I haven't really like. I've kind of just been farming. I'm not really stressing about G2 right now. Just because I like. I mean, I might be wrong, but I feel we're gonna lose for certain, right? I just am pretty certain we're gonna lose. Um, so I don't really care all that much. But the fights in general kind of been nice, especially in G1. This is like the most intense I've seen it in months. Did someone say Halloween? You're gonna show up like a wicked witch on my door? I mean, you have I would say like 1/3 of the brackets. There will be some action on the first day, right? Where like they'll build into each other's zones and hammer each other. But otherwise, you don't usually see much action. Yeah, like it'll mostly be fights over like stuff like this, fighting over mid or chainsaw zombies. And then once mid opens up, they'll fight for a few hours and then everybody dies. And it's just everybody sleeping again. It is kind of crazy um how quick Halloween is kind of coming around. Time flies. I mean, I can manage. My computer's generally good. Plus, the Doomsday client isn't all that bad. Oh, here they come. They are ready for that blood. I can manage in G1 though. But it depends on the fights, right? Like if it, I remember the Ruin fight from the for the last island raid versus like the last official island raid. It was insane, dude. I think I like blanked out. My screen blanked out at least 100 times during that. I am probably gonna stream though for the mid opening. I mean, I'm not sure if we'll do a whole lot of fighting here, but if we do, I'll just stream some of ours and I'll mostly stream G1 because these should be some crazy fights. And if you have any brackets you guys want me to check out, you can always drop that during the stream because we'll kind of check those out. Also, ROK is out of here. They said, nah, we hung around for long enough. Send some of my squads, dude. You do not want to be in this murder ball, bro. Not now. You better get out of there. Or you on like recording plus watching ROK fights. You know that actually killed me though. When I had to record for like the I think it was Boone plus DNT plus what is it versus like H&B, and that was a game killer. And honestly, they held like monsters on ruins. He said, "Why don't you go and do some field fighting?" Well, one, I'm not in G1. I think the fights in G2 are already over, so there's not really any field fighting here. Not for now, at least. And if there are, it's probably a bunch of lunatics, blood hungry. Checkpoint is, dude. Checkpoint is like a checkmate. I swear. I said it earlier, but I had to like beg Nam for the first and he listened, but I still begged, right? I had to beg him to basically just sit behind the checkpoint and refuse to fight them up mid because I feel like whale fights, a lot of them ego, and I wasn't sure if they try to ego as well because we were 100% going to lose in the first Archipelago raid to them. And you also got to remember there was no ruins up mid, so there was nothing to lose by sitting behind your checkpoint. It was kind of like ego fighting up mid, right? And I was like, dude, if we spread into too many towers, they're gonna win for one, right? We don't have the same amount of whale power. We don't have the same amount of whales who can hold down multiple towers with max my armaments. Like we have maybe Samuel and we maybe have Nam, right? In that case, whereas they have multiple players who would be able to just kind of siege on multiple towers. So I was like, dude, just hold the checkpoint. We can have our best garrison captains holding them both down. And that's exactly what we did. And we slaughtered them in trades. And I was happy about it because we didn't have to field fight and get absolutely annihilated. We could just run counter rallies and get those counter rallies swarmed. And it is such a wussy thing to do, but it's so funny because I love doing it. One reason I love doing it is just to frustrate my enemy. Like one thing that I just wanted to piss them off by not fighting them because they were so excited for this big fight, and I was like, hey guys, let's just sit behind checkpoint. Let's just sit behind checkpoint, guys. Why should we fight this out? This doesn't make sense, guys. Oh, that was great though. Yeah, if G2 were a little bit more balanced, it would be better. I think the biggest issue I'm having with like thinking we'll win in G2 is going to be field control. Yeah, it was smart, right? Because if we fought up mid, it made absolutely no sense. But even then, it was kind of just like funny. It was just kind of funny because like you irritate people by like not giving them a fight. That's kind of like what I do, and I know it's pointless. You know they're gonna just be blood hungry, and then you can also get even better trades because people are gonna play reckless when they're hungry for kills. Also, this team pushed back Jade. I did not expect them to kind of push back Jade so hard, or at least so easily. Thought it was gonna be a bit harder, or I guess I did miss like an hour, but or did they? I don't know if there was a tower here. Now I'm kind of confused if I'm tripping or not. I don't know. Um, is Robert good on the field? Robert's generally pretty solid. I wouldn't say he's like the best of the best, but if I was to run two infantry marches, for instance, right? You might see a lot of people running like Riven or something. I wouldn't recommend that. People just do it because they like running a lot of infantry. But Robert's a generally high damage dealer. He's not my favorite. I still prefer like a Dut. I prefer Eddie. I prefer Miyamoto over him. But Robert probably comes in like fourth when it comes to like field infantry heroes, just because he's got decent damage. There's nothing really wrong with him. And when like looking for field heroes, I generally just look for damage dealers. I mean, tanks can be all right, but like why would I run Ragoro on the field if I got a Dut, for instance, right? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me. Also, is there any good fights here? I mean, I guess I can look at G4 while I check for anything else. Eddie Miyamoto, a Dut slash Tom. Are you asking like if both work out? I mean, if you're doing both those pairings, it should be fine. I generally throw a Dut and Miyamoto together though, just because I like having the speed focused in one march. I don't know why I do that. I just like that. Also, I would generally lead with Miyamoto if possible. It's not going to kill you to lead with Eddie, but I don't know. I prefer skill tree, so um, definitely what I would prefer personally. I will say like one of the biggest flaws that Eddie has is going to be like his speed. I actually love Eddie, but he's kind of a slow, not slow, but he's not like fast either. It's like a little turtle. But yeah, I don't have any issue with running Tom. He's not my first pick, but he works all right. Oh, we do have some action in G24. Okay, well we can check that out. I run with Lin. Um, Honestly, I'm kind of thinking about Bard. I wouldn't recommend him like as a first pick, but honestly, I'm thinking about Bard as like a backup hero because I would still run Lewis on the field over him because you got to also consider like he does have like skills that are tailored towards siege, which means that you're going to be missing out on like I think it's two skills, right? But even then, his like skill damage and whatnot is still pretty good. So I don't know if I'd recommend against running him. I just wouldn't run him over like Lin or something who's more specialized in field combat. Bianca is actually amazing. I think some of these heroes are underestimated. Like I can't tell you the difference in, for instance, arena between me running Bianca and me not running Bianca. Like just because of the buffing, right? Bianca herself, like her skills overall, I don't care for them. It's just because she buffs my other units. It's kind of this. It's kind of similar to Alex, right? Um, Bianca herself probably isn't going to be putting up some insane numbers, but her buffing your units, you're not obviously going to be able to tell just by like her numbers herself, right? But she's buffing all your units pretty drastically. So her on the field is definitely going to make an impact. As long as she's not the first to die. That's why people usually run her with a tank instead of just running her like I do. Like I'm running Victor Bianca because I'm retarded and I don't care. But yeah, Bianca's a good choice. I would generally run her if you can or invest in her. If I get teamed with the Apex, I'm probably gonna sit out honestly. Like unless Safe Me knows how to apologize, I'd sit out. Frankly, are they not rallying this? Can they not rally it? I'm so confused. I don't hold grudges generally, though. I just think that I don't know. I just don't like Save Me, right? I just think he's kind of a douchebag, so I definitely wouldn't want to work with him after everything that he's done. And like, and to be clear, I'm not like some person who's super sensitive about people being like racist or something, but it's the fact that this guy's so openly racist, and he made it clear that he was using it as an insult, right? He was just trying to use race to kind of get under my skin. So I don't know. It was just kind of like a prick move. I didn't really like it, and I don't know. I wouldn't ever work with them. Um, Definitely ruined my relationship with Boone as well, for the most part. Because, dude, I like so many friends in Boone, and like, they're obviously affiliated with Apex, and I'm like, what can I do? I can't work with this guy. Like, I can't be affiliated with this douchebag. I saw him burning everything he could. He was just random porting. I don't know if you saw him in 108 or 188, but he invaded region 188, and apparently he was lied to about like what happened, and he ended up helping some like kind of team, that was kind of salty or whatever. And basically, when they told him everything that happened, from what I was told, I might be wrong, but from what I was told, he basically said, "Hey, I don't care. I already spent a lot of resources here, so I gotta have results." And I'm like, "What the hell, man? Like, what the hell? You gotta have results. Like, you're just willing to zero all these people or take over their region because some people lied to you about what they were doing." I don't even know. It's just weird. I don't even like Moore personally. Like, I'm not super friendly with Moore, but just seeing them kind of get their region ransacked like that was crazy. Bragor or Riven Garrison? Yeah, it'd be my favorite. I will say. For instance, I told Big Daddy, and he started listening to me, but I told Big Daddy to start running Jacob Victor on his garrison, and it's actually an insanely good garrison for Wells more so. But if I were to do the same thing, it would not work. It would not work the same because I have too few troops, right? But if you're a well, or even like a team that's able to kind of more so focus on filling stuff properly, these kind of garrisons would work better for you. But like infantry is still going to be the best that you're going to get as like a general player. Yeah, I mean, it's a solid garrison, like especially compared to Peterson. I think like the biggest downside with Peterson is his complete lack of damage. Like I mean, Victor kind of makes up for it. Plus, it buffs all the troop types, but it's just not enough to kind of make everything worth it. And you also got to consider like Ragoro and Riven are popping shields, so contrary to just like tanking damage to tank damage, they're just completely neglecting that damage. Yeah, Victor Jacob is a nice sleeper. And like I said, especially if you're a whale, like I think too many people rely too heavily as whales on like infantry garrison. I think the biggest advantage of having as many troops as you do is that um, oh, here they come. I think the biggest advantage as a well is that you have so many troops, right? So you want to be able to drop that rally as quickly as possible. So I saw Big Daddy with like around 7 million troops, right, running Rygora on Riven, and I'm like, hey man, this generally isn't working as well for you because although you can tank that longer, you don't need to like set your base up to tank. You need to set your base up to drop this rally as quickly as possible. Unless you're fighting a really good group that's insanely good at filling, plus the rally captain is really strong, that rally is going to drop pretty fast, and they're going to get really bad trades, or they're just going to cancel the rally, understanding that fact. So I don't know. It definitely works out better. Plus, I mean, the biggest downside is obviously you're going to get a lot more losses quicker, so your wall is going to drop a lot faster, but it's kind of the price you pay, you gotta, it's a double-edged sword in a way. I'm not sure how I feel about it for towers still. I think it'll still be a good tower hero though. Like, but you're obviously still sitting with a similar troop count compared to the rally hitting you. You know what I mean? So and the garrison's gonna be much harder to hold up compared to a tanky garrison. So unless your team's really good at filling, I don't know if like range would be optimal. I mean, obviously you're trying to drop that rally as quickly as possible, but most teams can hold up a rally on a tower pretty well. Man, I don't think they're going to get this up in time. They got 5 minutes left. And I don't even know why they placed these, to be honest. I'm kind of confused why they place these towers connecting. I mean, they could have half towered backwards, right? And they would have been able to save half the bases without getting these sieged. They're directly connecting to this tower, so I don't really understand that. Especially if they're not able to defend this tower properly right now. No, no, Chasey's still a really good garrison. Um, Chasey's an amazing garrison actually. She's like kind of outperformed my expectations. I just don't know if I'd invest in her like personally, just because I still think that infantry is meta. Not only because um, infantry is just good, but because infantry is the optimal or it's the most used troop type in general, right? Like you have so many more people with infantry units. Like if I have a farm account, I'm more likely to have 500k infantry compared to 500k range. And if I have a main account, I train more infantry, right? That's just kind of like how I do. I mean, you can't see it right here because my marches are out, but um, for instance, my main account is 1.4 million infantry and has 1 million range, right? I just train more infantry because it's more useful in the field, run a lot more infantry marches, so I usually have a lot more infantry to spare. Goes the same with towers and stuff. So I don't know. I definitely prefer infantry garrisons for the most part. Plus, that also means that you can run like range rallies a lot more, right? Because if you run a range garrison, then you're generally gonna burn out through your range faster, right? And I mean, if you're in G1, you're usually gonna have like infinite of every troop type. But in a lot of these smaller brackets, people are gonna run out of their troop types eventually, so you don't want to just burn throughout everything. I'm surprised this tower's still holding. They might actually get this. Are they even running counter rallies? Is my question though. I know this rally is shredding them though. Oh, is this like a car range attack? What the heck, man? These guys are nuts. This guy does not care. Is that like what? This is cars. These are cars. Okay. Well, you do you, buddy. I mean, I get solo in the rally, but I don't know how I feel about I don't know how I feel about a range car attack. Dude, I have like what? Wait. Oh yeah, you're right. These things carry my freaking whole defensive line right there. I'm surprised these guys are still holding, honestly. But Knight is actually like being a prick, man. He is just one trooping over this tower so they can't click it. I hate that mess. I mean, who are the rally captains right now? Where's this vanquished guy? Oh, he's just gonna swarm it. Okay, well, that is Dunzo. I wish like the health on this thing could kind of accurately display how well this tower is doing though. I really don't understand why they placed it here though. They could have easily saved at least half the bases without having to go through all this struggle by placing a tower halfway back, Like they're not even able to hold up this tower. What makes them think they can kind of take ongoing attacks? Plus they still got to defend this one, so how's your matchup looking though, Dragon? And Don, how what about you? I didn't really look at your bracket enough to know like who's gonna win. Do you think you are gonna win or what? Yeah, I'm wondering how chainsaw zombies are gonna look. Um, but I'm not 100% sure how good the fights are gonna be. If like both teams are just gonna take their sides of the map respectively, or if you guys are just gonna go full out dogging each other mode. Probably dogging each other though. Golden wood. Is it Wait, I might know who you're talking about. Are you talking about that 100 million T4 guy? Yeah, that guy's armaments are freaking weird. Right? Like he's just a T4 with insane armaments and whatnot. Oh, is Bear burning? Oh, you mean here? Poor little bear. I haven't seen Bear. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, Don Mega. Yeah, I'm familiar with that guy. His rider rallies are freaking funky. I saw him last Genesis War. I getting swarmed. I just wonder how many T4 that guy has. That's my question. He's got to be sitting at least like 6 million plus or something. Yeah, dogfighting. All right, I believe it. I'll definitely stream. And I definitely plan to stream G1 fights whenever mid opens up, and I'll probably do chainsaws too, just cause. I mean, I'm kind of free, and I wanted to stream. I thought it was kind of cool, so we could do that. Pompey has actually been insanely good for me. I haven't had a bad matchup in Pompey for months. And here I'll wait for this to end, but I'll show you my Pompey history. I mean, this tower might get hit soon. Our Pompeys have been really close in like battle rating though. It doesn't show here, but this was like they were like at 7 billion rating. We were at like 7.8 billion. They did actually hold off really well, but you know, obviously we won just because we just have better coordination here. ROA, I did do the video on that one. These guys, really good fighters. Soar, you know, pretty solid here too. G3R, we had them up here, but you know, we had them again. Pretty tough fight. These guys, G3R always gives us a tough fight in Pompey. Here we did lose, and I think they had a whale in their team, and that's why we actually lost because we have Big Daddy, and he's like our biggest trump card because he's able to hold a side of the map on his own. But them having a whale kind of evened things out, and it made it really hard for us. And they were actually really coordinated, so I gotta give them that one. They deserve to beat us there, frankly. Shoot, which map was I looking at? Freaking just forgot. Someone wait. Okay, G24. I was about to forget. I have it on another screen though. What's up, Prince? How you doing, man? I'm surprised they got this tower though. I did not think they were gonna get that build off. Oh my gosh, man! I hate when that happens with like operation bases. We finally started getting better at reinforcing operation bases. I think one of our biggest issues were we had a lot of T4 and T5 players who wanted to like run filler duty, if you get what I'm saying. Like they're not filler duty, they just wanted to run on the field and play like lunatics. And I was like, please, man, just you just fill stuff. Not only will you get more points and stuff, you're also helping the team. You know, this is a team activity, right? Do you want to force me, the T6 player, to jump in operation bases and give up my potential ability to help in the field fight? You know, like, come on, man. Please, please do me this solid. But yeah, my Pompey fights have been really good. I actually haven't. They used to be really bad matchups generally, but they weren't like terrible. That's actually the best matchmaking I've ever had, which is Pompey. Kind of oddly enough, like I've never had matchmaking as good as Pompey. And to be fair, you obviously get a lot better fights just because teams are more willing to fight it out since they don't actually have to heal. So there's that, you know, like cause I'll have like a 200 million player I'm fighting in Pompey, and he fights like an absolute animal, but he's like 10 million kills, and his account's like 3 years old, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing, brother? I'm like, what are you doing, brother? I mean, the biggest thing about 30 squads or something isn't even just being able to run 30 squads. It's that I'm able to coordinate them properly, you know? So if we want to run down zombies, I can have them on zombies. If I want to run up mid, I have them on mid. If I need them to control the field around me doing operation-based swarms, um, then yeah. That's like the best thing. I will say like my kryptonite is, for instance, G2 right now, right? I think the hardest thing is when I'm in really big. Sheesh, they got the wrong Garrison here. I think when I'm in really big matchups like these, I can't do field fights because one, I melt so fast, right? Two, since I'm lagging so much, it's hard to control as many accounts. And three, since so many people play how they play in these matchups, it's like a tug of war thing. So if I don't have all my accounts constantly pulling back and attacking and pulling back and attacking, I'm just getting beat like a dog. So I can't really like field fight properly in really big matchups, you know, because I usually like to run it down and just suicide on the field because I can't really refresh my marches properly, you know. So I mean, Sworn the rally wasn't actually bad, you know. They already got it halfway down. If they just finished off the rally, it would make sense. And if they had a better Garrison captain right now, this would make more sense. I mean, Swarm rallies aren't bad. You just need like you need two people doing it since there's a maximum of 10 marches that can deal damage. You just need two people with some really good heavy hitter marches. And one thing I've actually noticed that people make a big mistake on, and I've noticed this actually with Wells. I remember seeing Thanos doing it. Is people will like swarm with really tanky marches, and it makes absolutely no sense. Like you'll have Ragoro swarming, and they'll have Tom swarming, and it's like, dude, you should have Julia swarming, you should have Adut swarming, you know. And I saw this with towers and stuff, and it's like you're not putting out good damage, so your trades make absolutely no sense, you know. Also, this guy is not trading well at all. Sheesh, man. Oh, that hurts. Yeah, I mean, if what I've started doing when I want to swarm rallies, I get like two marches from each of my accounts that are like range and like my heaviest hitting infantry, and I just have them all swarm, and then I have the rest of my marches sit on lookout duty. So I'll just kind of sit there and be like, "Try me, bitch." Also, sorry if you hear me drinking a little bit of water. I get dehydrated pretty quickly over here. I probably will. I'll probably end the stream within an hour though. Maybe. I mean, I kind of want to take out my dog before I go to bed or anything, and it's around 12, so I'm like, well, it's like 11 to 12. All right, finally fixed the Garrison here. I wish it would like show the actual alliance name of who the Garrison captain is though, because it just shows who owns the tower, and then I can't like search properly. What's up, Big Bird? How you doing, man? Also, thank you, Don, bro. You've kept me entertained in this chat, man. It's always nice to have someone who comes and interacts with me, because it could have been quite boring if nobody was kind of chatting it up. I mean, I can always come back. I can always just AFK over something while I take my dog out. I don't really mind staying up late, because I'll probably still be up late, but yeah. See, I mean, it's like an Alliance IM. Freaking small letters. Oh yeah, never mind. I see the freaking base right here. I mean, I don't mind staying up on streaming, right? Just, you know, my dog's a little patient for me. Am I gonna stream phase 2? 100%, man. I don't think we're gonna have any good fights in G2, and even if we do, I'll just stream that because, frankly, I'm not. I don't have a. I don't really care, right? I'm gonna be free that day anyways. So if we don't have any good fights, I'll just stream G1 because that'll be very intense, and maybe I'll check out some other brackets while we're at it because, you know, we got all the time in the world. I don't know how I feel about like Peterson Victor, sorry, not Victor, Peterson Riven. Like, is that? Am I just sleeping on that? Am I sleeping on this? Am I just missing out on the supremacy of this? Yeah, I'll try to check out G7. You can always pop by when I stream if you are free, and you can always remind me, and I'll check it out. I will say they're not doing a great job at filling, I don't think. I don't see like a ton of people filling. That might be their biggest downside right now. Oh, G7's just his bracket. Rice. Oh my gosh, you still remember that dragon? I actually had forgotten about it, and then I remembered it, and I was like, ah, oh, it's been so long, nobody's going to remember. You know what? I'll put that on my notepad since you remembered. I'll do that just for you. Okay, I'll do it right now. Since someone still remembers that, I can't even believe somebody remembers that video. That was at least a few months ago. I didn't think anybody actually liked my bounty ground videos though. Maybe it's just because I blabbed about whatever the hell I wanted. I'm surprised these guys are holding so well. They don't even have many players over here. I only see rallies coming out from gold. So I'm wondering if they're just like not able to field or don't want to field fight, and they just are taking advantage of the fact that they got they just got the bigger guys for rallies. Yeah, no joke, man. I talked about that months ago at least. Literally, I hated people doing me like that. I've started getting better at running speed marches and bounty ground when I legitimately play. Bird, if you're asking if there's any fights going on in G7 right now, no. It is mostly boring. So I guess we'll see when like mid opens up. I think they were fighting earlier, but things should have died down because we got like my boy over here, my bow, and he's a monster. Like I don't even blame Jade for just kind of kneeling here because I would not want to fight that either. His rallies are just too deadly. He's too much. They fought earlier though, but I missed most of it. Yeah, I AFK a lot in Bounty Ground. I only ever play Bounty Ground when I did videos. And it helps with your sanity, by the way, because if you just play Bounty Ground every time, every week to get the rewards, you're gonna go insane. So what I do is I have all my accounts up on my computer, and I'll just go through and I'll match them up, you know. Thank you, Philip, man. I appreciate the love, dude. I hope you've enjoyed the stream as well. I mean, I've actually enjoyed doing the stream, you know, especially with the interacting. I really do appreciate John here for keeping me entertained in the chat because it is hard to keep it up otherwise. Like, keep it entertaining without people to talk to. I was really excited for like G4, and I'm still looking forward to G4. But I was expecting them to fight earlier. They still haven't fought. I don't know if they're connecting towers yet. I mean, nothing here. We got my boy Z here, so I'll be looking out for Z to smash some heads together. Oh, they burned the tower. I just missed it too. Trying to save bases. And Bear, if Bear's shield drops, he is dead, man. He is a dead brother. Honestly, not actually a bad tower build now that I think about it. The sounds. Do you want the sounds? Personally, I actually turn off my sounds. I haven't had them on. I haven't had them on for maybe a year. Oh my gosh. I haven't had my sounds on for like a year. I feel like Don's kind of a troll. I mean, I like the guy. He's just a little bit of a troll. I think he pissed off Z one time too. Just like doing that stuff in our chat. No, I remember, you just reminded me though about the sounds, because I used to play this game Hagfire with my mom. Oh no, this guy is dead. Or did he already get back? I used to play this game Hagfire with my mom though, and we used to play a lot together. But she always had the sounds on, and I'd hear just the blaring music of the game all day, right? Like you would just hear it like blaring, and she had her freaking iPad volume on max, and all I would hear from like my room is whatever the freaking music was for Eggfire. It was insane, and I was like, dude, I don't know how you stand that and you're still sane, you know? I mean, I think Jay just doesn't. They can't. I don't think they can match like the willpower. At least when it comes to rallies, it's just impossible. Also, who told this guy to send a rally? What the heck? Oh my gosh. That just hurt. I don't know who just told this guy sending a Jacob rally made sense. Oh, and he's 34 million, my bro. Oh, that hurt, dude. What bracket are you in, Big Bird? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like the whole sound effects. I don't really care for it, and it can definitely be annoying. I want to get, instead of like background music, or sorry, background sound, I want to like I don't know if you've ever watched Chisgul, but he had what's it called? He has like I remember going in his Discord and asking about this actually because I was interested, and one of the admins explained to me you can buy, I think you can buy the sound thing, whatever the music. So like just having a little bit of background music kind of makes sense. Also, I like the hero, but I hate the damage thing because it tricks my brain. Like I don't know if this rider rally is actually trading positive or not. Yeah, I don't like the sound for the game. I just blare some music, you know. I mean, the T4 rally itself made sense, right? This guy's like 46 million, 47 million. He was already down, I think, a few million might. But why are you sending an even weaker player to rally this guy? And I'm sure they didn't tell him to do it, right? But he's also using John, and they're just gonna swarm that rally and eat it like a free meal. Like I'm surprised people even joined that rally. It did not make sense to me. Like they are all crazy people. Yeah, I don't like the game sound all that much. I've never liked game sound at all though, because it's just repetitive. You know, like you hear all day. Like no. First thing I look for when I actually get a game is how to turn off the sound. Like I look for the settings. I hate it. Frankly, I feel like these guys should give up though. I don't think they're trading positive at all. Like I can't imagine they're trading positive on these towers. Like I mean, I guess giving up is pointless. It's not like they're getting shredded either. Trading relatively well. I will say this tower placement, although I was kind of complaining about it earlier, it's not all bad since to actually keep building into them, they're going to have to build either very awkwardly or they're going to have to just build directly into them, meaning that they're going to be kind of putting themselves into a spot where they are going to be siegeable on multiple sides. If that's someone's farm account, they're insane. They're insane because you would assume someone run it like someone's farm account would know better than to like send a rally like that, you know? Let me see if he sent me any report. No, he didn't send me a report. Let me see. Let me see. Can I get here? Let me get Dim to send me some reports. Oh, dude, oh yeah, Apex Legends. I never played that on my phone. I know I like played like Call of Duty Mobile and stuff, and I played what is it? PUBG Mobile. Played some of those. Only sound I ever turned on were just so I could hear the gunshots and stuff, though. Otherwise, no bueno. No, thank you. What? Why? 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 Stop sending solos. You're getting murked. These guys are just like getting free hospital bills. Yeah, this tower is done for though. I mean, most of these guys should be active unless someone just logged offline. Then that's gonna be tough. Wait. Oh, Knight might have some for me. Yes! Oh, that hurt, man. Oh my gosh. Oh, that one hurt, bro. Sheesh. Sheesh. I mean, his armaments aren't even like terrible. Pretty solid, especially on his range. This rider Garrison is. I mean, it's not like the armaments are jacked out of the world. This dude's just. Maybe Chasey just built different. I don't even know. I mean, chats can be like I do get like a lot of messages. I try to get back to them. Not really on this account. I actually get more on my Pandy account. I try to pin some, but sometimes I forget to get back to people. I mean, I do kind of like most of my messages go on Pandy though. Like I don't get a ton on Panda Guy, but I will get some. I'm not gonna check any messages right now. If anybody's watching and has like messaged me already, I'm not checking those because I don't know what she sent me. I don't want to look at anything personal or anything, you know. Uh, Focus All. Are you using Focus All, the feature? It should work just fine. Um, I mean, as long as you actually have your thing toggled on, you know. I don't know why it wouldn't work. I mean, the armaments are good. Don't get me wrong; they're better than mine, right? I say not bad, but they're better than mine. I just mean like not bad because all I know are like when I compare them to well armaments, I'm like, all right, well, he's not maxed out, but it's not bad. It's not bad. He's just not top 100% of the game. Yeah, the gunshots are pretty nice little addition there. All right, we got some reports we can enjoy over here, guys. Sheesh, that Peterson was getting shredded. Wait, nope. He also sent me one. Oh, yeah, he sent me that one already. That just hurts, man. Chasey's like a killer. All right, we can check this one out though. Oh, that hurts, man. Yeah, these rallies only taking counter damage. It's just not worth it. I mean, maybe the Chasey Garrison, they seem to be doing pretty well. I know Big Daddy here. He could probably invest in Chasey. I don't know if we want a Chasey Garrison right now, and I know his like riders are his worst troop type, so I don't know if it like really matters all that much, honestly. But right now we try to run infantry and range garrisons. Like if we get pushed in Genesis War, the best thing about having a well like that is he can just put two marches, one march in each tower, you know. So we just have one troop type filling each tower. So if we're on the defending end, at least there's that. Hmm. Yeah, you wrote Chasey, right? Right? That's right. You didn't write Chasey wrong. Oh my gosh, all I hear over here is my dog just like licking his freaking balls, man. That's like the worst sound I have to deal with every day. It's just like this dog when he gets like when he's like cleaning himself. I'm like, dude, please, please, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I didn't expect Chasey. I wasn't. Actually, I didn't expect Chasey to be bad, but I wasn't like sure how good she'd be because we hadn't seen anything kind of like her. In regards to not exactly having skill damage, just like her basic damage being increased, like basic attack. So I wasn't sure how good she performed, but she does go pretty hard. I'm jealous. What, that he can clean himself, or I'm not the one licking balls. Like what? Come on, man. I ain't a freak like that now. I mean, I expected her to be somewhat good, right? Because if they were gonna release a new Garrison hero, I was very doubtful that she was gonna be bad, right? Like they rarely release new heroes that suck is the thing, right? But I just wasn't sure how good she'd be because she could either be okay, right, or she would be a freaking bomb. Also, best assistant for Chasey and Garrison. That's kind of arguable. I mean, I would like to try Chasey and Victor, but I've seen a lot more people running Chasey and Felix. So it might be because you can just run a purely Ryder Garrison, and it's like Felix is still a really good hero. I wasn't sure how if I'd use him on Garrison, but just seeing how many people are running him and like his results still being as good as they are, like it just seemed it works fine. Although if I was to use it on my base, I would use Chasey and Victor over like a tower because you can't keep your base 100% riders unless you're just a complete rider main who doesn't train anything else. Because I love Victor simply because he can boost every single unit and he still has really good damage in general, right? That's like one of the biggest upsides about using a hero like Victor. Oh wait, no way, the rally bugged. Wait, am I lagged, dude? The rally bugged, bro. It's not moving. I hate when that happens to me, bro. Oh my gosh. The rally bugged before hitting the tower. That's crazy. All right then. Welp, they can just eat the swarm, I guess. I thought I like crashed or something for a second because I've always seen like the rally bug out around here, not like right before it touches the tower, like a freaking step away. It's like a micro step. Well, if they don't, I do. I just gather all my marches right here, and either my counter rally eats this up, or if they cancel it, and we just eat up all the solo marches. You're good, bird. I mean, you're cool, man. No problem. I mean, you use probably better grammar than most people who do speak English. Most people don't even know how to use a comma. Oh, dude, I feel so sorry for them. That is tough, bro. Yeah, she wants to go back to bed. She's like, "You're not gonna abuse me like this. I already know this is suicide, so I'm gonna go on strike." Oh my gosh, man. This is like this is pain. I mean, these guys haven't had a single rally stop on them. It's like the developers are just giving them a quickie under the table. I actually want to check and see if any other brackets are having good fights right now, though. Otherwise, I might end off here on this bracket when these fights end. No, no, the rally's not doing damage. I've had that happen to me before multiple times, right? Like there's just a bug where a rally will just freeze, right? Like you might have a rally freeze right here and it'll just say, "Hey, this rally has 8 minutes of march time or something," right? So you either have to cancel it or actually I've never had it run the whole time, like the full 8 minutes that it's like quote unquote marching. So I wouldn't know if it'll actually end up reaching after the 8 minutes or not. But yeah, it freezes up 100%. Like that is not like a visual error. That rally did not hit. Yeah, it's stupid too because when you think of it, their rally right there could have just filled a few people's hospitals since they had to cancel it, right? Like if these guys properly just flooded the field and waited for them to cancel, they could have just eaten that up. It's a weird bug though. It's been there for at least I would say 5 Archipelago raids, right? Like it still hasn't been fixed, and I don't understand why there hasn't been a fix for that because that makes zero sense. Like it should have been an easy fix, you'd imagine, right? I mean, there's a little bit in G33, but nothing crazy. Oh, we got some in G42. Okay. Let me save this bracket so I know it's G24 still. Oh, this is like the hardest. This is like the hardest thing to hold on, though. This is one of the hardest defenses you can potentially kind of have to hold up on. You got no places to teleport. I mean, these guys would be better off if they place a tower behind them so they can get some teleports in. Because one, I mean, they might be able to garrison, but it's much harder to field control, much harder to do counter rallies or something. So I'm kind of confused why they're not going to place an extra tower unless they're just out of cement. I mean, it's possible since they've kind of extended into a second part of the map. I know, I don't. These guys just got their freaking checkpoint snagged, so that's tough. He said maybe because the rally doesn't have any space to move. I don't think that's the case. I mean, there was no marches blocking it. You know what I mean? And even if there were, it shouldn't. It still shouldn't stop the rally. I don't know. I mean, we've had that in like empty tower areas, right? Like where there were literally like almost no bases. Oh, it looks like Azure's gonna win this. At least in the trade wise, like this. I mean, they were trading 1-for-1 over here, but looks like they're probably trading pretty well on this tower attack. Especially since, I mean, like Peterson, like I said, does no really skill damage or anything. So if you're trading 1-for-1 on white numbers in general, nevertheless trading negative, attacking Peterson, you're generally trading pretty well. Plus, these guys don't look like they know how to cancel the rallies, so that's tough, man. That's tough. I hate getting on teams that don't know how to cancel rallies, though. I mean, they probably do know how to cancel, but just aren't. I remember fighting with Wales, and we lost our literal only advantage of having Wales because we had Wales who would refuse to cancel rallies because they wanted to ego it, and they actually argued with me because I would cancel my rallies when counter rallies came in, and I was like, dude, we're not going to have enough people to fill rallies at this rate because everybody's one, the rallies are dying on the tower, meaning that the actual rallies on the tower are trading really bad, right? Two, that counter rally is going to absolutely shred your rally. So you're just filling people's hospitals, and they argued with me because I canceled my rallies when counter rallies hit us, and then a few hours later we couldn't even get a full rally, we couldn't even get a full tower, and we had to defend from two freaking legions because we overextended to their zone. And they didn't want to listen to me. I was just a little frustrated at that, and I was like, dude, we could have potentially slaughtered these guys or at least traded better, right? And then we traded positive and got out of here, but we traded negative, or we would trade even on towers because they didn't cancel, and the only advantage that we had, which were whales, just became pointless. So I don't know, that aggravated me to no end. I almost lost my mind that matchup, especially since they wanted to like argue with me over the fact that I did run counter rallies, or I did cancel my rallies. I mean, I've had that rally glitch happen to me at least, I would say 3 times maybe. I don't know. Me personally, I've had it happen to other people in my legion before and enemies as well. I remember we were about to lose, and the first time I saw it was in this one bracket, and it happened to them multiple times in a row. And we were losing, and we still lost, but it bought us some time because they had to cancel the rally, and then they had to cancel their other rallies because they were trying to time them together. And then they had to reset, and then it bugged out again, and it bought us a few more minutes, and I was like, oh, perfect for us, huh? Alright, so I'm probably going to look at G24 again. I mean, most people know how to teleport here, at least. Teleport out of here. Sorry if you guys heard that. That was my belly. Bro, if Bear gets zeroed here, that's going to really suck. I think he's like 3 to 4 million troops too, so. Especially since the returns in Archipeligo raid aren't the finest. And I got the blank map bug. Okay, there it is. Honestly, I mean, I guess sieging this kind of makes sense, but you kind of imagine this tower would be a little bit easier to siege. Um, Simply one because obviously the technology for this alliance is a little bit better, whereas this alliance has worse technology. So you know, well, I don't know because if you field fight over their towers, you're probably gonna be trading worse off, right? Um, there's like a little bit less teleportation room. It's not a lot, but when you're kind of up against a tower like this, they restrict how many teleports you can get. For Garrison, I wouldn't really run a Dut Miyamoto. I run that unless you're just trying to spearhead damage. Right? I mean, damage as a Garrison, but it still doesn't make a lot of sense. To be honest, I don't know. I don't really get behind it. I don't really try to use it. I can kind of understand the aspect of it, right? Just like damage wise, maybe better than using someone like Peterson. As for rallying, I don't hate it actually. I don't run Miyamoto though. I run a Dut and I run Eddie. One because Eddie just has really good damage,